Lottie Wine Bongo. Hello? Okay. Hello. God. The joys of being gone. I've been gone for a month now. Not intentionally, I will say that one word. Hello. Hello. Hi, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we've last hung out / chatted. I've made a small announcement on my Discord yesterday that we are going to be doing more just chatting and like cooking streams and just general like cam content. I still am going to be doing VTubing, especially for gaming, but I feel like I've become more passionate about my IRL content and my vlog content. Shameless plug, if you haven't already checked out my vlogs, please do. I started them at the beginning of this year. I think I've only missed 1 month. I think I've only missed 1 month. I might have missed 2. But I've really enjoyed making vlogs in general. So, oh, excuse me. So, if you would like to check them out, please do. Hold on. Very odd. But, yeah, I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Not a crazy amount, but a little bit, as you can see. Actually, I don't know if you can see. Maybe you can. I don't know if it's visible on mobile, but our stream is in 2K. At least on Twitch. Making you sick, I mean, what? She didn't make me sick. She just tuckered me out. And of no fault of her own, it was just a lot. We did a lot within a short period of time. So, for those of you who haven't been following, same thing, I'm crying. But about 2 weeks ago, we went to I went to Offkai Expo, which is a VTuber convention, and there was a lot of people there, and it was like a good time to like meet people and like learn more things about the VTubing community, which I did take advantage of. There's a lot of things that happened, but that was basically 3 days. It was a 3-day event. And then Monday, I live in San Francisco. Sherp wanted to go down to Disneyland. So we drove all the way down to Disneyland to then spend a whole day from rope drop all the way to midnight, which no fault of our own. Like we were the ones that decided we were going to do that. And then drove back Wednesday back up to San Francisco, and then Sherp stayed one more night so that she wouldn't have to drive 12 more hours while being sleep deprived. So it was like Thursday to Thursday, a week off specifically. So it was Sherp's fault. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I did a lot within a short bit of time and I got really sleepy. But basically, I haven't done anything in a long time from like 7 a.m. to midnight in a long time, like physically, I haven't done that. So it was kind of a test because we are going on vacation soon. So I was like, I need to test this out and make sure that I'm not going to die when we go on vacation in a couple of months. So this was like a good test run to see how I would handle like all days in the park. And I'm going to be really tired. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I need to start walking again. I had taken a little bit of a break from walking because my mental health was horrible, horrible through the months of May and June, which I have talked about briefly, and we can go over it again today while we talk. But I haven't been walking as much as I used to. I used to walk every day, and I need to start that up so I can build up my stamina again. But this was a good test to see how it goes, and it was a test. But I had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at Offkai. And let's just start there. So Offkai was, let me look at my calendar. Offkai was it the 21st? Does this say? Does this say what days it was? Okay, I don't remember. I think it was the 20th to the 22nd, because I feel like we went to Disneyland on the 24th. I feel like that's the truth. That's what happened. But Offkai was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, okay, exactly. So Offkai was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to deal with crowds. I don't do well with crowds in general. I don't like feeling claustrophobic. So I know that in conventions, that's kind of the vibe. Like, that's kind of just inevitable, especially when it comes to, how many people are visiting and stuff like that. So I decided, I had told Sherb very early before we bought tickets and stuff like that. I was like, I probably can do 4 hours max, and then I'm going to get irritable just because I don't do well with crowds. Actually, when we went to Final Fantasy 14 Fan Fest, the crowds kind of got crazy there too. And there were moments where I don't know if you guys have heard, but like a few years back, there was like a little festival in Korea where like there was too many people in like an alleyway, and then like some people got smushed. Yeah, the crush. So I get actually really anxious and in my head about crushing, like any sort. So when it comes to like conventions and stuff like that, I like get in my head a little bit. So that's why I pre-warned Sherp and been like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all 3 days, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage like an all-day ordeal thing, because like I am constantly fighting my anxiety of like there's a lot of people. It also was a little difficult because there were a lot of people at Offkai, the majority being guys that were much bigger than, like, I'm a bigger gal. I'm like a bigger person, and there were guys bigger than me, taller too. And the issue, like my biggest issue with Offkai was the amount of guys with their backpacks smacking me in the head. And I got so irritable that I was like, I don't know if I can deal with this, because the walkways are so small, and then everybody had really big backpacks, and then their backpacks were full. So then they would try to get through the crowd, and then they would smack you. I literally got smacked in the face like 3 times, and I got really pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. And I actually did a survey for Offkai because they were like, is there anything that you would say, like, improvement wise? I was like, yeah, I got smacked in the face like 3 or 4 times by people's backpacks. So that was like probably my biggest negative about Offkai, is that there was a lot of people that, within these alleyways, and then obviously if a booth was more popular, there'd be more people stopped in front of them, and then the walkway in between them would get really clustered, so then they would like try to get past you and smack you, which I don't know if it's honestly 100% like you could fix that. I don't know if that's something you can fix, but that was probably my biggest gripe. But those little things were like I was having a hard time dealing with. But yeah, so this is my first time being at Offkai, and other than the amount of people and the crushing and, you know, being smacked, I had a really good time. I don't know if I think I've shared the first iteration of the wall, the art wall. I have been slowly creating, hello camera, please focus. It's a little blurry and it's driving me crazy. Anyways, I've been slowly creating an art wall, which is a combination of VTubers and anime and just like video games that I really enjoy at the time. Did you turn off autofocus? No, because when I turned it off, it was blurry. Like how it is right now. Okay, it's starting to figure out what it wants to do. So, I've slowly been making a wall, and it's a combination of both anime, VTubers, video games, as well as some figures. And so when we were at the convention, I was like, oh, I'm going to get some really cute art for the wall. And the problem is that there's not a whole lot of space left on the wall. Hi, Arkyle. How are you doing? Welcome in. It's so good to see you. We're just talking about Offkai, because about two 2.5-ish weeks ago, I went to Offkai with my friend, the Sherb, for the first time. So we're just kind of talking about Offkai, and then we'll eventually move on to Disneyland, because we went to Disneyland. This is probably also going to be a shorter stream, you guys. I want to stream more consistently, but to do so, I'm probably going to have to do shorter streams. So anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, most likely. There will obviously be moments where I go longer, like if I'm playing a video game or something, but I'm probably going to be mixing in like these really itty bitty, like just chatting or, you know, cooking streams or something like that in there in the mix, just to kind of be like more consistent and, stay a little. I like how like these things are like out of focus too. Maybe that's why it's struggling. There's just like so much in my background. That's probably what's going on. I wonder if like I put up a wall, if it would be better. But you guys can see a little bit of everything. This is my paintings from when I paint. These right here, sorry, I'm on the left. Time to green screen. I know, I'm so self-conscious now. You can kind of see my Legos on the bottom with my console, my paintings, the cat treats, a few of my figures. What is that? Oh, my Magic the Gathering cards. There's some Magic the Gathering cards as well as One Piece cards. And then on this side, you guys can see Wesley's setup. This is why you guys can sometimes hear Wesley when I'm streaming, or I'll be like, hey, knock it off, because he's literally right behind me. There's no way about it. And then obviously you can see the TV screen. We only have a 1-bedroom, so we just kind of had to make the space work. And then you can kind of see, I'm not there. I didn't say that. I just said make sure you're decent and TOS friendly. We don't need any fan service here. No fan service for our fans. What am I going to do if you get a bunch of people that, you know, want to steal you away from me? Tisk. Wesley. Jeez. But yeah, I ended up getting the weekend pass for Offkai, which ended up being probably worth it because before the convention, okay, I'm not very good at this. It's because it's mirrored. Before the convention, like 3 months before the convention, it's on sale. The price is on sale. And then 3 months closer to the convention center, the prices go up, and then like all these things. And a lot of people, you can get the tickets like on a little bit of a discount unless you get the like crazy, there's some crazy passes. There's like whale level, there's like, and they were sold out. Okay, I'm just going to say those people spent like hundreds to thousands of dollars and basically and guaranteed you meeting all the VTubers, getting all the things, like they give you things for getting these. And they were called like Giga Whale and stuff like that. And I was like, I just want my baby. I just want my baby weekend pass. So this ended up working really well. I actually really think that this is probably the best deal in my opinion. Even if you go for only like 1 or 2 days, I still feel like this is probably your best bet. And this is actually the first time I've been to a convention where ribbons is a thing. I've never seen ribbons before. This is my first time that I've collected ribbons, and it was really fun. So like the first 2 are obviously from, yeah. Don't make fun of me. I'm like trying to figure out where my camera is. It's right here. She's right here. Camera's right here. It's a little twisted. This first one is from like when you checked in. So they had the pronouns and then they had the like general Offkai one. This one, god damn it, I forgot. Gigi. That's right. This one is Gigi. There was this artist that was selling these really cool like wood pieces, but then burned into them. And I'm guessing it's like 3D printed / burned. Like you can do the image or the burn of like VTuber characters and stuff like that. So I was looking, yeah, they were laser cut. Thank you. They were laser cut into the wood piece. So I was looking at that and I was like, these are really cool. And then I was asking her about it and asking them like how they're made and stuff like that. But there wasn't any of like any VTubers that I liked. And I was like, those are really cool. And she's like, yeah. And then like we were talking for a little bit and she was like, here, do you want this? And I was like, I don't know who it is, but sure. And then afterwards I looked up who she was. But this is like her little mascot and it's really freaking cute. So Gigi, I got this from one of the artists. And then the most of these I should know. And then there's, oop. Okay. Then, higher, right here. This one's mint. This is a mint Fatome one that I got. This one's an Ina one, which I picked all of these ones pretty much. And then this is Legend, by the way, which this one was directed to us. I go home now. See you later. Have a safe travel home, Ash. Thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you make it home safely. See you when you get back, hopefully. This one's Legend, by the way. Dreamy. We've talked about them before, but we have a friend named Dreamy Atude who recently, like a year ago, joined a indie corp type of group. And we saw her at Offkai, and she had this Legend, by the way, ribbon. And we're like, hey, where did you get that? And she was like, oh, I got it from this booth. So we went to the booth and we're like, hey, can we get a Legend, by the way? And they're like, oh yeah. We're like, do you want us to pay for it? And then she was like, no, just take it. That's fine. So we got the Legend, by the way. And then this huge Idol fan one was just cute. And then, damn. And then Yippee, of course, from Lethal Company. And this one is the Viviara one. So this is actually Dreamy's company, her indie group. This Viviara ribbon. This is her group's ribbon. And then this one's her ribbon, which is really cute. We are fighting dreamers. So this one specifically Dreamies. This one was from Elgato. There was an Elgato booth. This one is from the artist Mintma Beam. I think the artist's name was Mintma. And then can you stop fucking around? This one is actually really cute. This one, I can't remember where I got this one. I had actually won an Amelie with meet and greet. So meet and greets were kind of a, how do I say? They were a raffle. So before the convention or the expo, you could go into where you purchase the tickets and then say, I want to get into the raffle for this person, this person, this person, this person. So when I signed up for Offkai raffles, I signed up for Amelie. I signed up for Lime because I really wanted to meet Lime. I also signed up for Doki Bird and I can't remember. I didn't sign up for Koro and I didn't sign up for Michi, even though they were also doing meet and greets at the same time, because it was the exact same time as Amelie. So I was like, I don't know how meet and greets happen, like how they do meet and greets. So I was like, so I'm going to do meet and greet for Amelie and then we'll see, right? The only one I ended up being able to get, like the only one that I actually won the raffle for, was for Amelie. So while we were waiting in line, I think one of like the managers or something came up and they're like, are you here for Amelie? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, okay, here's a ribbon. So this is an Amelie ribbon. It says, come for the singing, stayed for the scuff. And it's really cute. I love that one. Which we're going to talk about the Amelie meet and greet. This one was from, okay, come on. This one was from a cleric. Her name is called Cosplay Cleric. And there was basically a table where cosplayers could go. You know how there's like cosplayer rescue or like cosplay, medical centers and stuff like that. She was basically there for if something happened with your cosplay while you were at the Offkai convention, you could go up to her and she would help you fix it so that it was decent and good to go. So, this one was from her, Cosplay Cleric, and she actually helped me with my wig, which I was going to show some photos. I need to download them onto the computer though, so I can show you. And then, Lucid was another booth. This one was, one of the Corpo booths. So the way Offkai was split was, let's see if I can like do this in a way that you guys can understand. Okay, please. Okay, so like everything was kind of split up. There were some things upstairs, some things downstairs. Downstairs was mostly like just hanging out with each other. So there was like card games, TCGs. There was like the HoloLive TCG downstairs where you could get like the starter pack and all that stuff, because I get not HoloLive. Shit. It's the other one, the coffee. Phase Connect. There's a Phase Connect MTG and stuff like that. So there was like an arcade room and stuff like that. All of that was downstairs, as well as some standees. There were so many standees. There were so many standees of all these different VTubers, and it was really cool. We might take a break not yet, but I might take a break at like the hour mark and then download a bunch of photos because I need to pick which ones, just because there are some with people's faces that do not want their faces to be shown. So I'm going to avoid downloading those so I can show you guys just the ones where it's either just the crowd / me. So I want to catalog them in a way that I don't accidentally leak anybody's face. But yeah, so there was a bunch of standees and stuff like that. Hello, Sharmina. Oh no.
Lottie, one letter.
Thanks for the... Okay, but why did it do that? Why did the alert do twice? I'm gonna have to fix that. Did that do that earlier? Thanks, Sherbina, for the 58 months. You and Ash. Bless for DB double alert is twice the love. True. I don't know why though. Okay, so I did set up alerts for multiple things, so maybe that's why. Maybe I just want to check it real quick. Maybe that way? Well, we'll see. If we get double alerts again, then that wasn't the fix. There was a lot of VTubers down there, and the videos and stuff, I'll show you the videos and stuff of what it was. But basically the top section, there was different rooms where there was one that was specifically for like industry or industry like tables, and then there was an art expo, and then meet and greets were in a section. Corpo, thank you corpo tables were in one room, then all the art was in another room, and then meet and greets were in a completely different room. And then there was conferences, like panels, in all the different rooms, right? So it was kind of a lot of walking, kind of. It was pretty condensed. I'm not going to say it's crazy because it wasn't, but it was quite a bit of walking around. But Lucid was at the corporate. That's also where Viviara was. And Lucid was doing meet and greets. So we actually went to Lucid for the Viviara meet and greet to meet Dreamy and all of her members, which, funny story about the Viviara meet and greet. So the Viviara meet and greet was on Sunday, and we're sitting there and we're getting ready to talk to Dreamy, who is our friend, and then the rest of her group. And I'm like, I don't know very much. I'm talking to Sherb online. I'm like, I don't know anything about anybody except for Dreamy. And Sherb was like, I mostly only know Dreamy as well. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I was like, because I feel bad going to talk to the whole group when I mostly know Dreamy, right? But on that particular day, on that Sunday, the AC wasn't working. So when we got up, Dreamy and company were like, hey, how are you doing? And then Dreamy was like, oh, your fan, that's such a smart thing. That was such a smart bring. And I was like, oh, do you want to borrow it? So I'm talking to Dreamy about this. And then Teeny, who is another member of the Viviara group, is grabbing... Oh, shit. It's below everything. Hold on. Is grabbing this little book because Teeny, this is Teeny, by the way. This is Teeny. So she was grabbing this book because there is there's a spread in here, which they were signing for the meet and greet. all of the girls were signing for the meet and greet. So that was really cute, and I'm kind of glad that we both did it. So they're trying to sign each a book for both of us, and I'm helping Dreamy with the fan thing. And then the person at the booth who's helping them with the meet and greet is like, "Oh, do you want to take a picture?" And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, that phone's not mine, but maybe it's Sherb's." And then in Sherb's head, Sherb goes, "Oh, that's phone's not mine, but maybe it's Lottie's." So we start getting in a line, to take this photo. And then we leave. And Sherb and I are standing like in the hallway. And Sherb's like, "You're going to have to send that photo to me." And I go, "I don't have the photo. Isn't that your phone?" And then Sherb goes, "No, that wasn't my phone. I thought it was your phone." And I go, "Nope, that's not my phone." So then we found out, and so then we're like, okay, we'll ask Dreamy, because we had planned to hang out with Dreamy after everything, after teardown and everything on Sunday. But because Dreamy's group and them had an actual table, she had to help with teardown. So she ended up being very busy. So we're like waiting for her, and then we finally get to talk to her, and I'm like, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to know whose phone they were taking photos with?" And then she's like, "That wasn't your phone?" And Dreamy goes, "No, that's not my phone." And I was like, "Well, was it Sherb's?" And it wasn't my photo. So it wasn't my phone. So somewhere on somebody's phone, our photo exists on somebody's phone randomly, and we don't know where where that photo is of our meet and greet. It just disappeared in the ether. I don't know where it's gone to. I don't know whose phone it's on. It could have been a corporate. It could have been Lucid. I don't know. But we don't have that photo. So somebody has a random photo of Viviara girls and Sherb and I on their phone. So that was a funny thing. But yeah, I thought it was cute because they have this little spread about the girls, and then Dreamy, Teeny, and Clover were there in person, and then their fourth member, Nagy? How do you say her name? Nay. This is a complicated name. Nexig? I don't know how to say her name. Oh, wait. Can you read it? It's the one all the way on the bottom. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to pronounce that. I should. She was there virtually on a camera, like with her VTuber. So that was really fun, and had a really good time with that. But yeah, really random things happened. But another cool thing that ended up happening was while we were there shopping for art, we were walking by, and I'm like, I swear I hear a VTuber. I'm sitting there looking at a table, and then I just hear womp 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 womp. And I'm like, man, that voice sounds so familiar. And I'm like, it sounds like Zentrea. I feel like I hear Zentrea. I feel like I'm hearing Zentrea. And I'm like, maybe I'm going crazy. And then I see this man standing there, like holding like an iPad and a camera. And then I hear more womp 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 womp. I can't do robot voice, but I keep hearing robot voice. So I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, and eventually the camera person is like, and I'm behind going, And Sherb's like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, I feel like that's a VTuber over there. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it sounds like Zendrea. And she's like, what do you mean? And then sure enough, he turns the camera away because he was buying stuff for the girls that were on the stream. So they turn the camera away entirely so that they don't accidentally like share or leak, you know, their credit card information. So they turn it away and I'm like, oh, it's Andrea. And there were two more VTubers on there. There was Ariel and there was Limu. Hi, Poggy. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for the 22 months. I really appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? Was that one or two? Was that one or two? Was that one alert or was it a single? Okay, maybe we fixed it. Or Sherb somehow broke the system. Somehow. Very tired. Did you get off work? Did you just get off to... blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Did you just get off work, Poggy? Welcome in. Welcome in. It is very late for you. I believe... Are you East Coast or are you mid? Is it a 2-hour or 3-hour difference? But welcome in. Welcome in. We're just talking about Offkai and we're talking about... Not yet, but we will be talking about Disneyland. We haven't gotten to Disneyland quite yet. It's almost 9 p.m. for me. No, ma'am, just been working in the heat all week doing stuff. It's almost 9 p.m. for me. So 2 hours is a 2-hour difference. Okay. Well, welcome back. I hope you had a good time. I've been drinking like 3 to 4 gallons. You're so valid. You're so valid. I drink like 3 of these a day. Oh yeah, do you guys like my cup? It's got Sailor Moon on it. Because she's the best girl. Well, Sailor Moon and Mau Mau are the best girls. This is a 32 ounce. 32 ounce water. So I drink like 3 of these a day. I don't know how much water that is in total though. But when it's hot, I drink a lot. Like when we were at Disney, it wasn't crazy hot. It was only like in the 70s or the 80s. But you know how like in the park when it's constant sunlight and then the pavement, it feels even hotter. So I think I bought like 3 bottles of water, which isn't cheap in Disneyland. One of those bottle of waters, we bought one of the large, like the very big smart water bottles, and it was like $10. And I was like, because I bought 2, because I turned to Sherp and I was like, do you want a water? And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get the big one. Do you want the big one? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, can I get 2? And then they're like $20. And I was like, oh my God, $20 for water? My heart. And I was like, yeah, I forgot. Disney tax everything. It's so expensive. But I bought a small smart water bottle. Yeah, and it was $8. Yeah, it's crazy expensive sometimes. But when it's hot, I end up drinking lots and lots and lots of water. I like to stay hydrated. I'll drink either lots of water or I'll drink tea. I also like tea. Like fruit teas. I don't know if you guys have had fruit teas. One of my favorite places to get fruit tea is Yifeng. It's like a Taiwanese fruit tea place. And then I get the tea with 0 sugar. And then I eat the fruit. Wesley doesn't. We got, I have videos. I have lots of videos, you guys. I have so much film There's going to be so many vlogs coming soon to the YouTube channel. So if you're watching from the YouTube side, I do have vlog content there, and I will be putting out more vlog content and kind of fixing what I'm doing. I think I'm going to be heading more into doing more edited vlog content and some video game content, like highlight reels for YouTube. But yeah, I've just been really enjoying doing vlog content and doing filming. I think because it feels more on par to like what I wanted to do. Like I really wanted to go into animation and filming. Yeah, I do want to do cooking streams. We need to figure out how to set that up, because right now I still have, but when I did a refresh of the computer, I got rid of all of my like old systems that I got in place. So I basically have to reset it. But when I vlog, I use this Pocket 3 camera, and there is a way to make it that this can be a camera that can stream here to like my stream. So I want to figure out a way to set this up so that I can stream from this in the kitchen back there, which you guys can kind of see. But also I need to figure out the logistics of it, because as you can see, it's only a one-way counter. So like the camera can only face so many ways. I can't have it like in front of me, because that's where I'll be cooking and stuff like that. So I have to figure out the logistics of everything again. I have to basically redo everything, because it's been a while since I've done a cooking / like bake stream. So, but I want to do more IRL content. I've been really enjoying that, and it kind of taps into the filming and directing aspect of like when I went to school for. So I think that's also what's been like feeding the creative / passionate part of content creation. Because when I go back and edit things, I'm like, oh, I learn every time I edit a vlog, essentially. I'm like, oh, I could have done a pan shot here, or I could have done a zoom in, or I could have done a zoom out, or, you know, I could have pan left or a pan right. I could have filmed this way. So I feel like that's why I've been really enjoying my vlog content. And that's been really difficult for streaming, because I don't have that creative process when it comes to streaming video games and stuff like that. Like, you can only mimic it to an extent. So you'll be seeing a variety of things. But yeah, it is a bit of a headache to figure out how to get all of it done logistically, because I don't know how I'm going to set it up again. Yeah, I have to basically rethink how I'm going to set up the things, because the counter that you see behind me, that's the only counter that I technically have. And then this wall over on that side of like where the counter is where the stove is. So I need to figure out a way to be able to like show you guys what I'm prepping on the counter, and then easily move it to cook food when I'm cooking at the stove, but also not in a super intrusive way where I'll end up hurting myself while cooking. And I want to do like basically cooking streams of things that I thought it'd be fun to do, like traditional foods and stuff, and like learning things, or learning how to like make meals and stuff like that, or trying to do things. Not always the best, because I did try doing that for, we made cupcakes. The cupcake part wasn't bad, but the icing part did turn out bad. And the icing wasn't turning out, and I got really mad on stream, and then I was like, I hated that stream. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Do what makes you happiest, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been really contemplating content creation and what I want to do for streaming for a while now, just because I feel like I've been really happy about my vlog content, and I couldn't figure out a good way to bring that over to Twitch. And I feel like I'm finally figuring out a good way to bring it over to Twitch, which is, by doing these like just chatting streams, or by doing a cooking stream, or, a Lego build or something like that. And I think that's probably the best way for me to balance feeding my soul, but also maintaining vlogs and stuff like that. And I do like video games still. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I don't enjoy playing video games. There are going to be days where I want to sit down and just play a video game. But it's not the majority of what I want to do anymore. I'm poking around on the Viviar Twitter, and I found a background photo of you when you were talking to Dreamy. Oh, really? Oh, when we visited... Wait. Now I'm curious. What do you mean? When we were talking to, like, when both of us were talking, what do you mean? I wonder if this person took that one photo. Possibly? That went missing. Possibly? Okay, what, you guys, something about Wes is that he's really good at sleuthing things down. He's very good at finding things. Sometimes I don't know how he manages it, but he does. He does a really good job at finding things. And I go, how did you do that? I go, how did you figure that out? And then he goes, oh, I just found it. He's very crafty. I sent you the post on Discord. Oh my God, you're right. That's my face. And that's Dreamy. This is when we were at her table. This isn't the meet and greet. But this is definitely, this is the day before. So it might not be their phone. But yeah, that is definitely half my face. And that's Dreamy's back. I'm crying. He's very good at being sleuthy. Have you guys seen those TikToks where they're like, we need to hire more women into the CIA because you can go ask your girlfriend or tell your girlfriend about a guy that you're dating, and then within 48 hours, they'll know all about his background, where he went to school, where he graduated, who his ex-girlfriends were, where he's working at within like 48 hours. I feel like that's Wesley sometimes. He's really good at finding things out. But yeah, I mean, that technology exists. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Everywhere. It's everywhere. But yeah, had a really good time in general at Offkai. I won the raffle so did Sherb, but I misunderstood and I felt really bad about this, but I misunderstood. Sherb and I both won the raffle for Amelie, which is a VTuber, but she's also a cover artist, and she's also a voice actress. Yeah, I did. I won a meet and greet with Amelie. We know Amelie. I love Amelie. So I actually first knew Amelie as a voice actress. So I was really excited when I saw that she had a meet and greet. Unfortunately, it wasn't like an in-person one. It was a virtual meet and greet. So like I wasn't able to get a signature or anything. Me too. I remember her from way back. Yeah. And then her covers. And then I eventually found out that she did VTubing stuff. And now Wesley and I watch her VTubing stuff all the time. Amelie is probably one of the funniest people. I really admire Amelie because I think she's like a really talented and hardworking individual, and she's like the perfect mixture of like sexy but also like respectable. Like I like her models so much. They're very sassy. They're very sexy. But, like, she's not a lewd tuber. She's not necessarily, like, asking for that type of attention. But she's also really good at being like, hey, respect me. So I actually really like her content a lot. She's also very funny. Amelie is really funny to me. I wish I had an ounce of her humor. But she's just super funny. Also a very hardworking individual. So I can't hide my emotions when I'm doing a live camera like this. But so I got a meet and greet with her. So as I was waiting in line, funny story. I need tissues because I'm getting a little emotional. But we were running a little late to the meet and greet. So you're just full of love and emotion, ma'am. Thank you. I am very much a person that carries my heart on my chest and on my sleeve. So, yeah, it's very hard for me to not get emotional about things. I'm someone that, like, gets emotional when I'm overwhelmed or, you know, I'm just I don't hide my emotions really well. I can control them, but I can't hide them very well. Like, I can be mad and I won't lash out at people. But if I'm overcome with emotions or like feeling a lot of emotions at the same time, my way of coping is just like tears. But we were running behind. So Sherp was like, I'm going to park the car. You jump out. And my phone, I had put it on the side. I can't remember why I put it on the side. I think to grab my cup or something like that. So I'd put it on the side. And I get out of the car and Sherp starts driving away. And I realize that my phone is in her car still. And I have a smartwatch. So like really quickly I pull it up and I'm like, hey gal, I left my phone in your car. You need to bring it with you. But the car got out of range before. Thank you for take a sip. I appreciate it. So I'm in my watch, like Kim Possible style. Hey gal, I left my phone in the car. And then, but you know, it has to be within a certain range. So I'm like, send. I send a voice message real quick. I'm like, hey gal, my phone is it's on the side. Can you bring it? And then I start walking. Because the thing is like, as fast as I can run, I'm not going to catch up to that car, even if it's parked. Even if it's parked for like 2 seconds, I'm not going to catch up to a car, right? That's driving 25 miles per hour. I'm just not going to. So I'm like hoping that the vocal message from my phone, from my watch makes it to her phone in time, but it didn't. So I'm standing in line and for the meet and greet, waiting to go down, and Sherp is parking the car. And when you sign up for the raffle for the meet and greet, it says like, hey, you can go as groups. I did not realize that each person from the group needed a meet and greet ticket. So Sherp had technically run the raffle, but she was like, I technically don't need to. Like, she was like, I'm going because you're going. I don't technically need to meet Amelie, so it's okay. She's like, I rather save the $25. And I was like, okay, cool. You can come with me and we can we can meet her together. And then the day of the meet and greet, I was like, so my friend, like, groups are allowed, right? And he's like, no, it's only you, like, groups are allowed if you have 2 tickets. And I was like, oh, oh shit. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have my phone. Is there a way I can get like a photo? And he's like, if your friend gives you her phone, then yeah. But the thing is like, people are down there for 20 to 30 minutes. So like, me keeping Sherp's phone for 20 to 30 minutes was like not ideal. So basically, Sherp finally gets up there and was like, hey, I tried to message you or wave you down before you got away, but I left my phone in your car. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, and you can't come down with me because you don't have a ticket. And she was like, I thought groups. And I was like, I did too. I thought so too. So it was just a miscommunication and a misunderstanding on both ends. So basically, Sherp was very kind and was like, do you want me to go get your phone? And I was like, yeah. So she thankfully for that day had parked in the convention. And it was cheaper that day. So that's why she parked at the convention center. And she was like, let me grab your phone. Thankfully, it's here. So it won't take me very long. So she goes downstairs, comes upstairs. And while I'm waiting in line, I'm letting people go in front of me because I'm like, I'm waiting for my phone. So finally, people go through. A couple people go in front of me. And Sherp comes up with my phone. And I'm like, okay. She's like, hey, here you go. And I was like, thanks, gal. I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's okay. So I'm standing. I finally get through. And as I'm waiting downstairs, they confirm that your ticket is purchased by the same person that's meeting them. Because I guess what was happening, because like, remember earlier I said that there were higher tier tickets. I'm guessing that some people were selling off their meet and greet tickets. And it had become such a problem that they were like, hey, if you're doing a meet and greet ticket, then you need to have an ID that matches the ticket. Because I'm guessing what was happening was people were selling those tickets, those meet and greet tickets, for other VTubers at a higher price because they were able to get them because they had the higher tier ticket and were trying to sell them off. So when you check in, they make sure that your ID and your ticket matches and that you're the same person. So like, I'm standing in line waiting for them to let me see Amelie, and I'm starting to get nervous and emotional because I really look up to Amelie. I look up to her by a lot. So I'm sitting there with my little sign, which, not my sign, but it's like a picture. So as I was standing there, they give you one of these, this like Vishojo Offkai thing, a keychain. I got this little keychain from when she did the Naruto cover a couple years back. And then, I think that was it. Oh, and then it was the ribbon that was on, this little ribbon that's on my ribbons, right? My ribbon collection. And I'm standing there like trying to think of like, what the hell am I going to say to Amelie, right? I'm like, what am I going to say to Ama? I only have a minute, so I need to go. But then at the same time, because I get emotional, I'm like trying to hold back tears. So I'm like sitting there and then like I start like almost crying, and then I'd be like, okay, no crying. And then I like compose myself for a couple of seconds. And then the next person would go in and I'd be like, okay, no crying. So I'm waiting in line to meet Amelie, and I'm getting emotional the whole time. I'm like, okay, no crying. And when you get in there, let's see if I can just bring it up. It's Amelie on a screen with a mic, right? Do 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 do. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Here you go. I'm going to download it. Put it in a folder. Save. I'm going to add an image. I think image slideshow. Image slideshow? Sure. Photos. Desktop. Where is it? Nope. Sorry. Trying to get it for you guys. Here we go. Maybe I'll do this side. So it's basically Amma on a big screen with a mic. And I walk in and she's like, "Hi there." And it's Amma's voice. Like, it's Amma, right? And then all the tears, all of the emotions that I had been keeping in. I know, I love her. I love her. Everything that I was keeping in just like exploded. And I start crying in front of Amelie. And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. This is so dumb. I can't believe I'm crying right now. I'm crying just thinking about it." I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "I just really look up to you. And you're a big inspiration for me. And I'm really emotional because I'm really excited to meet you." I'm doing it again. And she was like, "No, it's okay." I think they actually gave me a little bit more time because I was crying, because I didn't get to talk to her because I was crying so much. I was like, "Get your shit together." I'm like in my head telling myself, "Get your shit together," because I'm being emotional in front of Amelie and I'm a fool and I only get a minute with her. So I'm like, "Get your shit together. You only get to talk to Amma for a minute." So I'm talking. She's all like, "No, it's okay. It's okay." And then I was like, "I really look up to you because you're just like such a talented person." And I'm like, "And I really liked your epic," because she recently came out with an epic cover. I was like, "I really liked your epic cover, and I've actually been really wanting to cover the song Warrior of the Mind from Epic." And I'm like, "And I saw you come out with your cover and I'm really tempted to." And she was so sweet. And she was like, she was like, you should do it." And I was like, I just get really self-conscious because like I've had people tell me like in the past that, you know, I don't have the best voice. So like I get really self-conscious, and I'm around a bunch of really talented singers like that are friends. So like I also get self-conscious, not because they make me self-conscious, but just because I'm self-conscious because they're so talented. So she was like, "You should just do it. You should just do the cover." And she's like, "Are you part of our Discord?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Well, you should join our Discord. And when you join our Discord," she's like, "when you do your cover, I want you to share it with me because I want to watch it. I want to watch it." And she's like, "So you're going to join the Discord and you're going to share it with me on the Discord, and I'm going to watch it on the Discord and, you know, with our community." And she's like, "And you're going to do fine. It's going to be an awesome cover." So I owe Amelie a cover. Moral of the story. I owe Amelie a cover for Warrior of the Mind, and I need to work on it and post it in her Discord because she was like, "You need to promise that you're going to do this and you're going to post it in my Discord." So I owe Amma a Warrior of the Mind cover. So that's definitely in the works, but I was I got super emotional, and I cried in front of Amelie. But I was really grateful for her because I was feeling really very emotional about content creation. You know, I was really struggling with things. So yeah, it was a very healing process, you know, because she was very supportive and she was very sweet. And I was so grateful for her. And she was like I said, I think they took pity on me because I was crying when I met her. That they let me have like a little bit longer than a minute, because that minute felt so long, especially because I was crying in front of her. But she was really sweet. She was super sweet. I was really grateful for her. And still grateful for her. And I really appreciated all the kind words that she had for me. So yeah, the Greet was really fun. I had a really good time. And then when we were on the floor, I met Zentrea because I heard her. I was like, you know, I was doing the whole, and then the guy turned it around. He was like, I'm trying to talk to these girls. So there is like a vlog, not a vlog, but on her VOD, you can see me talking to her. And the same thing happened with Amelie as Zentrea. I blanked. I didn't know what to talk about. I met Zentrea, Ariel, and Limu, and I was like, what do I even say? Same thing with Amelie, except I got a little bit more emotional. I was like, what do I say to Amelie? Because, like, when you meet people that you look up to, your whole brain just goes, it like turns off. And I was like, oh, fuck, what the hell do I say? And I was like, I watch all of you girls, because I couldn't for the life of me remember what the hell Zentrea and, you know, all of them play. And I was like, I put all of you girls on because I do. I mostly put on Limu. I'm not going to lie. But Zentrea is put on our TV quite a bit because Wesley likes Zentrea more than I do. Because she's funny and she's trolly towards her groups. So we mostly watch when she collaborates with her friends. Like when she played Peak with everybody, I watched a little bit of that. Or like when she plays Minecraft with people or any other collaborative thing. But I blanked. My brain went, I couldn't remember anything. Anything about the streamers. I'm not in the know of these other two ladies. Zentrea and Limu. Here, let me... Limu, I took a picture with her standee. And then Ariel, I've seen... No, you're fine. Ariel, I don't watch a lot of her stuff. I've seen her on other people's streams. But I felt really bad because what ended up happening was I was talking to mostly Limu because she was the first person, because I watch her the most. So I was like, I find your content very, very comfy. I do. I think Limu's content is really, really comfy. And I put it on a lot, especially in the morning, because she is a morning streamer. So like the days that I'm not working or I'm really sleepy, I'll put it on and I'll fall asleep to it. And I was like, yeah, I really enjoy your content. And I was like, even the one video that I had watched of hers was, this is Limu, was the most recent video that I had watched of hers was her playing a co-op with Matara Khan, who is another Vshoujo VTuber. If you guys don't know who that is, playing Resident Evil 5 co-op, which is not necessarily the coziest. Like, there was a lot of screaming and stuff happening, but her streams are very cozy. So even though there was screaming, I fell asleep watching it. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I think your content's really cozy. I'm like, it helps me go to sleep when I'm trying to decompress, you know, in the middle of the night and stuff. I really wish I could go and do these cool events and meet people. Yeah. So this is the first time that I've gone. This isn't the first time I've heard about it. I did watch people visit Offkai for the first year. And I think the first year was really cool because a lot of these indie VTubers had attended incognito, essentially. So a lot of the indie VTubers that were big had gone, like Bao and Shy Lily and Joel, and, you know, like a lot of the big names were there that could go. So, and then last year, a couple of them had gone, but not all of them. And then this year, it feels like none of them really went. I think Joel went, and possibly one other person, but not nearly as many of the big names. So I had been interested in it, but I had also seen that, like, the coolness of it kind of, like, had dampened down. So I was, like, really on the, like, what do you call it? I wasn't sure how much I wanted to go, because I was like, oh, it's, you know, it's becoming more bigger. On the fence. Thank you. Yeah, that's the term. I was becoming more on the fence about it because a lot of the, like, nicheness of it was disappearing because it's gotten bigger and bigger. But then Sherb messaged me and was like, I really want to go to Offkai. And I was already on the fence about it because it's not that far away from me. San Francisco and San Jose are an hour and a half away from each other. So I was like, it's really close. It's not that far for me to go to. And so she had messaged me and was like, do you want to go? And I was like, sure. I'm like, you know what? Sure. I've been interested, but I've never, like, had the, like, desire to go. And then I was like, but if my friend goes, then it'll be better than me just going by myself. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't really want to go on my own, but I will go with a friend. So, yeah, it just ended up working that way. I did hear they are trying to do an Offkai, not necessarily an Offkai, but they are trying to do an East Coast version of Offkai, possibly this year. I don't know if that's closer to you, but they are doing, like, a small VTuber convention on the East Coast, to my knowledge. I just don't remember what it's called. If I remember, I'll let you know. It's definitely closer, but it's still gonna go, sadly. Yeah, I understand. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. So we met Zentrea, Lime, and Ariel. And I was talking to Lime for a little bit. And then I felt really bad because I was like, okay, thank you for, you know, giving us some of your time. I hope you enjoy the convention. And then we walked off. And then as we walked away, I was like, oh my God, I forgot what to say. I felt so bad because I was mostly talking to Lime. I wasn't saying anything to Zentrea, and I wasn't saying anything to Ariel, and I was like, my brain just went blank. I couldn't remember anything relating to the other two girls at all. I could only think of things to say to Lime, and I felt so bad. And then the next day, I saw them again. I saw Zentrea, but this time she had Michi. And I also like Michi. Michi and Kuro do a lot of co-streaming together. I think she's Indian. Don't quote me on that. But I think she is. But they're like Europe. So Kuro and Michi often co-stream together. And so I was like, and they're chaotic. I love their chaos. They're questionable chaotic sometimes. And I'm like, you two are crazy. But I do enjoy their content. And I was walking by and I saw Zentrea with Michi. And I was like, do I say hi or do I keep going? But I felt so bad about not saying anything to Zentrea that I just kind of kept walking. But I could have said hi to Michi as well. But I was like, oh, there's Michi and Zentrea. But I felt so embarrassed about not saying anything to Zentrea that I didn't say hi again. And I didn't want to be the weirdo that goes up and be like, I'm sorry, I just kind of blanked yesterday. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to be that weirdo. So I just kept walking. But I felt really bad. I was like, Zentrea, I do watch you, I promise. I need to go to bed, so have a lovely rest of stream, and thank you for the cozy short story time. Of course, have a good night, Pocky. Thanks so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And I hope you can get some good rest soon. Take a good rest this weekend. Have a good night, Pocky. Bye. But yeah, Offkai turned out to be really fun. Met a few friends. Got a little bit of inspiration. I met that cosplay cleric lady who helped me fix my wig because I had bought a wig. I got a wig a while ago because I've been wanting to do streams as my VTuber with the camera sometimes. I think that would be fun. So I thought like maybe I could do like cooking streams or, you know, like Lego build streams with, oh look, you guys can see Cinder. She's coming. She's a coming. She's a coming, you guys. Come here, baby. You guys can finally see Cinder. Oh, let me hide. She's a Cinder. It's Cinder. I wanted to do cooking streams, Lego build streams, like as my VTuber. So I had bought this wig, and I was like, hi, I want to make like ear buns to, you know, mimic my VTuber because my VTuber has the little buns. And she was like, yeah, we can do that. So she helped me. I've never put a wig on. So she helped me learn how to put a wig on, how to care for a wig, how to curl my wig, how to style it. Come here, baby. Ugh. How to style my wig. And she basically just gave me like the quick one-on-one rundown of like wig care and, you know, what to do. Hey. Can you just cuddle me for a little bit? Can you cuddle? No? Okay. She wants attention when she wants attention, and she doesn't want attention when she doesn't want attention. So, yeah, she helped me make style and make small little ear loops because we couldn't make big ones, obviously, with my wig. And then she also helped me figure out a way to buy little so I can attach them to my wig. So I have a cosplay wig because when I was doing my birthday subathon, there were a couple incentives where it was like VTuber cosplay, cooking stream and stuff like that. I want to do that in the future. So I had bought a wig to kind of like go with it. But something I did learn, I actually really like my hair this purple color. I have for ages have wanted to color my hair this purple color. Ages. The hard part is maintaining it because my hair is so dark, right? So when you try to color your hair that color, when it's like this color, it fades really fast. But I really like it. I look at that photo almost once a week and I go, I really should color my hair purple. I love it. I think it looks so good on me. But yeah. That was that was like another thing that I did. So I did like cosplay my VTuber for a day. Looks good. I know I like the purple a lot. I kind of want to color my hair, but also my curls might get damaged if I color it purple. So plus doing things, listen, I 100% believe that hairdressers should be paid a fair wage But when you live in a city where the cost of living is higher than normal, it's so expensive to do anything. It's like $300 to just starting. It was $300 to color my hair last time. It could be anywhere from $300 to $500, and I just can't justify $300 to $500 to color my hair purple. So I just bought a wig. I just bought a wig to make myself have purple hair when I have a strong desire. And it's, if I had the money, if I had the disposable income, then I would do it in a heartbeat. But that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But yeah, I do look at that photo every week and I go, that looks really good. It's right here. It's on the screen still. So I keep looking at it and I'm like, damn, that's really good. That looks really good. Should we talk about goodies? I did some damage while at Offkai. But I was technically shopping for two. Because Wesley likes his VTubers and I have my VTubers. So my favorites are Amelie. I like Inazawa. Hi, Mohid. Welcome. Welcome to stream. We have a chat from YouTube. This is a co-stream, so you'll sometimes see me talking to people on YouTube as they pop up. But welcome to the stream. We're just talking about Offkai still, a VTuber convention that happens here in San Francisco / San Jose, and I was just about to talk. Hi, YouTube. How's stream going? It's going okay. We've been doing okay. Just doing a lot of story times. I was talking about the people that I met, a couple of VTubers that I met, and we were just about to talk about some art and the goodies that I bought while I was at Offkai. We've talked about this on my channel before, but I've been creating an art wall. I've been slowly creating an art wall on on my channel, at my house. I have like a little comfy corner, which is like a reading nook. We are from the States. I am from San Francisco. And I do vlog content from San Francisco on YouTube. With my husband and I, we do vlog content. But we both have VTubers that we both like. So when I was doing shopping at Offkai, I was doing a little bit of shopping for me and I was doing a little shopping for him. So I like Mint Fatome and I like Doki Bird and I like Amelie and Iron Mouse. Who else do I like? Ina from HoloLive. I'm trying to think of my favorite VTubers. So my favorite VTubers are Doki, Mint Fatome. Welcome from Pakistan. That's very far away. That's crazy. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Iron Mouse. I'm a fan of Iron Mouse and Lime. Those are probably my Oshis. Yeah, Limu is my one of my Oshis. So while we were at Offkai, I was looking for stuff for me. Okay. Please. But also, Wesley has his. So he had given me a wish list. He was like, if you find anything Shy Lily, Gura, Callie Mori. It was Callie, Gura, Shy Lily. Who else was it? Oh, Project Melody. He was like, can you buy? I do have a Discord. I do. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it to work. Nope, I spelled it wrong. There we go. So I was kind of on like a shopping spree for both of us, but my wall is only a limited space. No thank you. No thank you. I do appreciate you talking to me here, but no Discord chats. So I had a shopping list for both me and Wes. And basically, I had a couple pieces that I had wanted for my wall, but I needed small pieces. I couldn't get big pieces. So I'm looking for like small pieces to add to the wall, right? Because this is basically what our art wall looks like. I'm going to share with you guys what the art wall looks like. Properties. This is our current oh. This is currently what the art wall looks like. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of space for really big pieces. So I was looking for like small to medium sized pieces, but Offkai, they were only selling them big. big. And I'm like, what the? Every time I found art, I'd be like, do you guys have it smaller? And they'd be like, no, I only sell it in the big size. And I'm like, okay. So unfortunately, there was like more pieces that I wanted, but these were the only ones that I could like justify putting on the wall. I was like, oh, there's space left on our wall for it. So I got this one. Oh, this one. I got this one, which is Iron Mouse, because I love Iron Mouse, and I thought this one was so pretty. These are already framed because they need to go on the wall. So these ones are good to go and ready to go on the wall. I just need to put them up. And then while I was waiting for the meet and greet together for Amelie, I did get this one. So somebody that was in line for the Michi and the Koro meet and greet had these little prints. And she was walking by. She's like, who's here for the Michi meet and greet? And I was like, oh, I'm not, but I do really like them. Do you mind if I get one? And she was like, sure. So she gave me one. So I got this little one. So this is some of the art. So that's going to be going on the wall. And then Doki Bird and Mint Fatome. There was a mint print that I almost bought initially. And then I saw this one where it was both Doki and Mint Fatome. So I bought this one, and I thought it was really cute because of their maid outfits. I thought they were really cute. So I got this one, which will be on the wall. I've also already mapped out where I'm putting these. Regular Doki. Yeah, not Chibi Doki. Regular Doki Bird, who just debuted a new outfit. Have you guys seen her new outfit? It's really cute. It's a school outfit. And then she has like a hoodie, which is a Doki Bird. But also she did a concert, which I thought was really cool. I thought that was really neat. And then, as you all know, my current obsession is Mau Mau. I love Apothecary Diaries so much, you guys. I love this series so much. And season 2 ended not this weekend, but last weekend. And I cried because I was like, I'm not going to have any more Apothecary Diaries. But they did announce that season 3 is coming. So I think 2027, they said. new season of Apothecary Diaries, which I'm really excited about. So here's Mau Mau. And then I was looking for lime art. There wasn't a crazy amount of lime art. I was kind of surprised by how much non-lime art there was. But then in the corporate section, there was like where her stand is, where I took this photo with her standee. There was a booth and they were selling Limu merch basically. And it's all of her official art. So I'm hoping that it's in collaboration with her. Like, I hope she got some of the proceeds for this. But it was like a bundle. And it was basically like, if you bought all of the Limu merch, then you could get it at $20. Whereas like individually, these were like 10 to 20 or like 10 to 15 each. So I was like, I'll do the bundle. So this one, this is actually one of my favorite pieces of art that she's gotten. So this one I got from Lime, which will be going on the wall. And then also this one. Also another one that I really love. That's Lime. She's so cute. So I was really excited that I got to get some of her art because I was looking heads and tails for her. And then there was a sticker sheet with a bunch of stickers from her, which I thought was really cute. So that was what I got, like merch, like photos. But then I also got a couple of standees, which I need to grab. So actually Sure bought me this one, Mint Fatome. I kind of went crazy for Mint, this Offkai. I think her model is really cute. And Mint is a really talented singer. I really love her singing content. So I just was like really drawn to a lot of Mint Fatome stuff. I feel like I bought so much of her stuff this time. But I got this cute little figure. Well, Sure bought this for me. It was very sweet of her. She bought it for me because we were housing her while she was staying here for both Offkai and Disneyland. So she bought that for me and I was like really grateful. And then, as you guys know, I did meet Dreamy, so I was like, I wanted to support Dreamy. So I bought her Viviara standee. This is her official, like when they announced who was part of her group. So we bought her little standee. It's very cute. I really like Dreamy's model. She's got a really adorable model and I really appreciate it. So I admire her little art and all of her different outfits. I'm really excited for her new model when that comes out. And then of course, Miss Iron Mouse. We needed to get something of hers. So I got this Iron Mouse standee, which was really cute. So I got these three. And then I got these three keychains for myself. So I got a Mint Fatome keychain, which is really cute. I got this Iron Mouse one, and I picked this one in particular because it has Cinema Roll, which, if you guys haven't noticed, I have Cinema Roll. I also am a fan of Cinema Roll. Cinema Roll's so cute. I love Cinema Roll. Oh! My bad. I love Cinema Roll. Cinema Roll. So when I saw this one, because as you guys know, Iron Mouse loves cinnamon roll. So when I saw this keychain, I was like, I need it. I need it. So I got this one. And then on the last day, we finally found someone with this cute Limu keychain. So I bought this one as well. So I did finally get something Limu. I found it on the last day. Also, you do get kind of fatigued, like looking through all of the booths. So I could understand why I missed it the first time. But these were my keychains. Oh, and then I had stickers. What did I do with my sticker? Because these are only Wesley stickers. And then Wesley, I tried getting at least one of every girl that he requested. So this is from Project Melody. This one was Shy Lily, which I really like this one because of her little shrimpies. Because that's what she calls her fandom. They're shrimpies. So I bought this one. I thought it was really cute. This one was from Callie Murray. This one. Callie Murray, also an incredible singer. Also featured on fucking One Piece. She was saying a fucking One Piece song. Did not know that until Wesley was like, this is sang by Callie. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Gura. Because Wesley was a big Gura fan when she was streaming. We've been watching a lot of Saba too. A sticker for Kali. What? Where am I sticker? I had an Ina sticker. I don't know where my sticker went. I bought an Ina sticker because it was very cute. I got this one, which is another Shy Lily one. And then I bought this pin for her, for Wesley. Which I thought was really cute. It's a Gura. Like, it's a summer Gura. I'm trying to get it where it doesn't, like, shine a crazy amount. With her little hair band and little star. I thought it was really cute. So, very cute. Very cute. And then I bought a sticker, but I can't find it. And then the last thing I bought was the Stokey Bird. You can't see it, I think, because of the frames. But basically, when you shift it, it winks. So, like, she does a wink. A wink. I can do this. I can wink one eye. I can wink one eye. Can you guys wink one eye? Can you close one eye? One eye at a time? Okay. Sorry. I can lift my eyebrows one at a time. Okay, actually, only one side. I can't control my eyebrows right now. But yeah, this is a cute little jokey one. And then they had a couple of, like, they have, like, trading cards as part of the event. So there was, like, a stamp rally where if you went to all of the different spots and did a stamp thing, you got, like, a card. A card pack with VTubers from the convention. And it was random who you got. And I got, let's see. This is the mascot for Offkai. So I got her. Akiko Otaku meets Yumi the Witch, Henne Mimi, Porcelain Maid. This is honestly the first one that I knew. Project Melody and Amelie. These are the three that I actually knew. These three, I was like, oh, I know these three people. There's so many VTubers in existence, though. I was like, hot damn, how do I not know everybody? So, yeah, it was a lot of cool stuff. We had a really good time. I had a good time at Offkai. I need to find my Ina sticker. I think I know where it is, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. I lied. It's not here. I thought it would be in this, I don't know what happened to her. I got an Ina sticker and I don't know what I did with her. I'll have to find her after this stream. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time at Offkai. But Offkai ended up going, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We only went Saturday and Sunday. And we only went for like 4-ish hours, which worked out well because both of us were tired. It was a lot of walking. It was a lot of people. And we had a pretty decent time. So, I need to put Wesley's stuff back. He's got like, we have like a collectibles wall here, which has turned out to be really cute. And he's been starting his keychain collection up there, which I think he's going to do with the other keychains, but I don't know yet. I have to figure out, I kind of want to put my keychains on my keys. Like, I want to just put them all on my keychain, because I end up not taking my keychains anywhere, so they usually just hang on the door. They hang by the door. But yeah, I had a really good time at Offkai. But we were tuckered out. We did so much walking. And then Sunday night, basically came back. Sherb passed out. And then I was packing for Disneyland, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I'm going to go take a small break. I'm going to get some water, actually. And then I'll tell you a little bit about Disneyland, and then we'll end stream. But I will be back. I will see you in a bit. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for now. I've had a really good time just chatting and sharing how Offkai went. I wanted to do this literally 2 weeks ago, but I was so tired. I honestly, the week after Sherp left, so Sherp left Thursday. Sherp left the 26th, and I was like, I'll do a stream on the 28th, which I should have done because that was technically my stream anniversary, by the way. Before I forget, we're celebrating my stream anniversary this year. I was really going over it, and I was thinking about how I get really bummed out with myself because, like, I feel like I don't take advantage of celebrating all of our milestones, like all of our small milestones. And I was like, I should celebrate my anniversary. I see so many people celebrate their anniversaries and stuff like that. So I was like, I should celebrate my anniversary. So I went to go look, and I confused June 28th with July 28th. So I was like, I have time. And then I was like, I'll just do it after Sherp leaves. Not realizing that it was indeed June 28th instead of July 28th. So after Sherp left and I recovered from all of our festivities of walking around Offkai and walking all day at Disneyland, we come back and I'm like, okay, time to start planning the stream anniversary. So I look at if you are an affiliate on Twitch, you can go into your profile and you can see when your actual stream anniversary is. And I realized, oh, it was June. It was June 28th. And I was like, damn, I missed it. But then I was like, it's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be the exact date. I can do it anyways. We'll do it on July 28th. It's fine. So I will be celebrating our 7th year stream anniversary, Twitch stream anniversary, or affiliate anniversary on July 28th here. So mark your calendars for that. I do have something planned for that day. It's just going to be a small one-day event. It's not like a subathon or anything. It's just going to be a little get-together and like a little fun party type of thing. And I'm going to be doing that on July 28th. So mark it on your calendars. Remember for next time that's when I'm going to be streaming. Hopefully I'll be streaming before then, but I do have to edit a couple vlogs. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I do have a couple of vlogs that I have to do. I have so much content. There's a part 2 to my birthday celebration that I didn't edit yet. There's all the month of May, all the month of June, and we're in July. So I have a lot of vlog content that I need to get to, and I want to catch up a little bit because it's only going to get more backlog and more backlog. But I also want to make my vlog content that has been kind of sitting on my computer before I had the courage to start vlogging. I want to start doing that again. So I might have a couple of videos from the past. I need to go through and see how much of a video I can make, but I do have a lot of footage from FanFest from years ago, and I also have vlog footage from Disneyland trip from years ago, from a year ago. I want to say it's actually a year ago, but and then I think, actually it might be 2 years ago, and then I think I have some vlog footage from when I went to Washington, but I would have to double check on that one because I was still kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. But I kind of want to make all of my content that's been sitting on my computer / phone into actual videos. So like that's been the balance. But also I'm planning this anniversary and I need to record a couple of things. So we'll see. We'll see what I manage. I'm going to start streaming at least once a week, but I don't know. I need to catch up a little bit is the thing. I just need to catch up a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, grab some more water, walk around a little bit, and then we'll start talking about Disneyland. And I will share all of the Disneyland stories and all the Disneyland goodies of when we went and visited a couple weeks ago. So I will be right back. I will see you guys in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out with me so far. And yeah, I'll be right back. I don't think this is going to work. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Yeah, it's not going to work. I need to fix my stream deck. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why. I'll move the stuff over here. Yeah, it's broken. I need to fix it. But I was basically going through photos during the break to kind of get the ones without Sherp. So this is the only one that has Sherp in it. But this is when we met Zendrea, Lime, and Ariel. So I saw him holding the camera at Offkai, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a Zendrea. So I heard them. And so I was like, okay, that's really cool. So this was when we met Zendrea and all of the other two girls. And then Labubu, we saw this group that had a bunch of Labubus in this car with their VTubers in it. And then here's my little Labubu. It was a little family portrait. It was really cute. And then this is my Labubu, and this is Sherb's Labubu. And then there's a couple of really cool cars that were at the convention. So this was an Ina one. I really like Ina. So this is Ina. And I also really like Lime. And I also really like Mint. So I took pictures of all of the Ina cars because there's only cars of Ina. There's a bunch of Hololive girls. And then there was this really cool classic car from Mint Fatome, which was really cool. Oh, oops. I cropped them out of this. Look how cute. And then she had a different car, which was this one. Offkai Cafe, which was really cute. And then this was obviously the Amelie one. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, there was a lot at Offkai. It was really fun. I just wanted to show off a couple photos because I said that I was going to show those. But let me real quick now grab all of the Disneyland photos. Okay. Excusez-moi. Okay, where are they? Open those and then add these ones and then add again. Okay. So when we went to Disneyland, Wesley and I used to have pass holders. Like we used to have passes, so we used to be pass holders. So when we go to Disneyland, we're like a mean, lean machine. We go in with what we want to do and what we want to. We take a nap in the middle of the day because it's a long day, because we go from rope drop to midnight. So, so when Sherp came, I asked her, do you want to go rope drop to midnight? And she's like, I've never done rope drop before. So I was like, okay, it is a long day. We're going to need a nap some point. And she was like, okay. And so I was like, okay, but we are going to be staying late. And she was like, why? And I was like, because I really want to see the Paint the Night parade. And she was like, what's that? And I was like, it's like one of the best shows ever that they do. It's a nighttime parade where they have a bunch of floats, and, you know, a bunch of the floats are like in lights, and it's like a lot of music, and there's dancers and characters. And I'm like, it's just one of the best things to do at Disneyland ever. I'm like, I don't have to do fireworks. I don't have to do Fantasmic, but I absolutely have to do Paint the Night. So I was like, and we want to go to the 11 o'clock, not the 9 o'clock, because the 9 o'clock is where all the kiddos are. The 11 o'clock is going to be too late for the kiddos, so there will be absolutely no kids Like there'll be some kids, but it'll be mostly adult kids. So I was like, so we have to go to the later one. Because this is actually what Wesley and I do also for Fantasmic. We'll watch, there's two showings of Fantasmic. There's an earlier one and then there's a later one. And the early one always has the kiddos. And then the later one has none. Really, it's typically adults. So we usually always go to the late one, right, for Fantasmic, because less people, less kids, and most of the people around you are adults. So like it's a more enjoyable experience. So I like went in with a game plan. I was like, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to see characters? Do you want to ride rides? And like Sherp was like, I really mostly want to ride rides. Like these are the ones that I want to do. And then I was like, do you want to do a meet and greets? Like, tell me what you want to do. So like I was planning out our day as best as I could. So we wake up, we drive down. So last day of Offkai was Sunday. We get home around like 6. Wesley makes us dinner. Sherp passes out and I pack basically. I'm packing for Disney because I hadn't packed. So I'm packing for Disney because I'm like, we're going to wake up and we're going to want to go. So we start packing up around like 10. We originally wanted to leave earlier, but ended up sleeping in. And I was like, it's not a huge deal. We don't have to be at the park Monday night, so it's fine. So we get in the car and we start driving around like 10 a.m., which for the most part we missed a lot of traffic. But when we start hitting LA, we hit a bunch of traffic. So it was a little bit of a nightmare once we hit LA, but it wasn't too bad. So I also have really bad fatigue and bad motion sickness. So I had forewarned Sherp. I was like, I am going to be completely honest with you. I am a bad co-pilot. And she was like, why is that? And I'm like, because when I get car sick, my defense mechanism is to go to sleep. Because I'm miserable. If I feel sick, I'm going to go to sleep because I don't feel good. And that's how my body tells me, if you go to sleep, then you'll feel better when you wake up, right? So I was like, so if I start feeling sick or car sick, I'm probably going to sleep until we make it to LA. And she was like, okay. But I only slept once on the way down to Disneyland. And it was like for 30 minutes, which was surprising. I was able to be a pretty decent co-pilot for most of the drive down to LA. And so we get to LA like, I think 8. And then she was like, let's go to, downtown Disney, which ended up working out well for us because we ended up buying most of the stuff that we wanted that night. At least I did. So right now Disneyland is doing like a 70th. So I was like, I really, really have like a couple things that I really want to buy, but I haven't announced this yet, but we have a trip coming up in September, and we haven't done like a big vacation like this in a while. I think the last one was 2 years ago when we went to Disneyland with Olive, who is my niece, for her graduation present because she was graduating high school. So we took her to, oh my God, I can't believe it, to Disneyland 2 years ago. Just thinking about that, that's crazy because she's a junior this year in college and she's interning. There's a lot going on with her, but she's doing a lot of stuff. So we decided that this year, it's been a long time. We really haven't done anything that we were going to go to Disney World. So we're going back to Disney World, but we're also stopping at Universal Studios because I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There is a new theme park opening or did open at Universal Studios called Epic. And Epic has Super Mario Brother, How to Train Your Dragon, Harry Potter, and like Monsters, which is like all the monsters really, like Frankenstein's Bride, Invisible Man, like a bunch of like the monster creatures from the Universal IPs. So really cool. We decided it's been a while since we've gone on vacation. Why don't we go to Epic? So it turned out that we would only spend like 2 days at Universal. And at that point, we were like, we're in Florida. We're spending a lot of money to fly to Florida. Why not just make a trip out of it? So we're going to be spending 2 days in Universal and then 4 days at Disney, I think. Yeah. And it just happened to work out this way. But they announced their Disneyland Not So Scary, sorry, Disney World Not So Scary celebration, and it happens to be one of the nights that we actually were going to be at the parks. So I go, do you want to do that? Because we did go at Disneyland, but it was kind of like, it wasn't the best trip, just because we ended up doing like a half trip where it was like half a day at Universal, half a day at Disneyland for Not So Scary. So like we were really tired by the time that Not So Scary happened, because Not So Scary is a nighttime event and it goes until like 2 a.m. in the morning. So we didn't get to enjoy our Disneyland Not So Scary. So I was like, do you want to do the Disney World Not So Scary? So this trip turned out to be like kind of like a Disney big trip for us, right? So I knew going to Disneyland that I had a couple things I wanted to get, because Disneyland right now is celebrating their 70th. So I was like, there's a couple things I want specifically because it's Disneyland's 70th, not necessarily a lot of stuff. I'm like, there's like 2 things that I want that are ears, and then I want a sweater, because I used to collect Spirit jerseys, but they're not my favorite. They're like too thin. They're not very like flattering on me. And I don't end up wearing them. So I was like, there's like a sweater that I really want, and there's a pair of ears that I really want. There was a Letterman jacket that I really liked, but once I got to Disneyland and I tried it, it wasn't my favorite. It was like too much. It was like the material was too much. The arms were really close, like really tight. And I was like, I just don't see myself using this like on a day to day. I wouldn't see myself throwing this on like to go grocery shopping or something. Like it would have to be a really specific event, and it would have to be specifically like Disneyland. And we don't go to Disneyland as often as we do. We like go every couple of years, right? So I decided against that. And then I also wanted a pair of earrings, but I didn't find a pair of earrings that I really liked. Because with my short hair, I've been wearing earrings, like dangle earrings, a lot more because my hair is so short. So I thought if I could find a pair of really cute dangle earrings, then I would buy that. So I went in with a mission. So when we went to downtown Disney, we ate something for dinner, and then we bought a couple of things, and I was able to buy the majority of what I wanted. I bought a couple of things for Wesley while we were in the park. Oh, that reminds me. Hey. He's off screen. That's okay. I'll grab him. But basically, so we went to Disneyland and we got food, which was like delicious. It turned out really good. I got the salad, which was a Caesar salad with salmon. It was delicious. And then Sherb got a burger, but Sherb is allergic to shellfish and all fish. So they deep fry their fish in the same oil as they do their fries. So Sherb couldn't have fries. And so she only ate her burger. So I felt kind of bad, but then I ended up eating the fries because they're like, well, what do you want us to do? They offered to give her a salad and she was like, no, it's okay. I think she was just worried about cross-contamination of any sort. So she was like, no, it's okay. But I ended up eating the fries because they were like trying everything. And she was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, okay, I'll just eat the fries. But after dinner, we went to the store. And I very specifically wanted a couple of things. I love Baymax is one of my favorite characters. I love this movie, Big Hero 6, so much. But I think I've only watched it 5 times because every time I watch this goddamn movie, it makes me cry. If a movie makes me cry too many times, I can't watch it. I get too emotional. But they don't really do Baymax ears here. So I knew this was like the next best thing that I was going to get, right? So these are like a make your own type of ears. So you buy the headband separately, and then you can buy these little people and put them on the headband. So I bought Baymax and I bought Mochi. Mochi is also from Big Hero 6. You guys know I love kitty cats. I have 2 kitty cats. I have Cinder and I have Ash. So I bought Mochi and I bought Baymax. But a lot of girls had all the Fab Five. They had Donald, Daisy, Mickey, Goofy, and Pluto. Mickey, Minnie, Pluto. They had all of them. They had all 5. Like, just like crammed on here. And it was the cutest fucking thing I'd seen. Okay, camera, please. Camera, please. Focus. Please focus. Thank you. It was the cutest fucking thing in the whole wide world that I wanted to see. It was a lot of the Asian girls, which they have these type of headbands with all of them crammed on there in Asia. I've seen it. So I follow a couple of vloggers that like TDR Explorer. He goes to Shanghai and stuff. But basically it's like the whole band is just full of characters. And I've only seen those styles of headbands at Asia. But I saw a lot of the Asian girls doing that here too. And I was like, damn, that's really cute. And I wish I would have done that. So I was like, if we go back to Disneyland, who do I buy that's Big Hero themed? Do I just buy more Big Heroes? Do I just buy a bunch of Mochis? And because it's cute. It was so cute. It's like from here to here. Just all of them. But yeah, I bought this one because I really like Mochi and I really like Baymax. Baymax is actually... He might be at the top of that stuffy thing. The first like stuffy that I got from Disneyland. I didn't buy any other character. I bought Baymax. And then I mourned not buying the bigger one because there's a bigger one. I bought the smaller one. So I bought this. I'm going to fight you, camera. That's right. But the other ears that I wanted, I didn't like any of the other ears. I didn't like any of the other Disney ears. There was only one set of ears that I wanted, and I was desperate to find them. So I go to the Disney store, and the first one that we get to, and they don't have it. And then I get to the second Disney store, which is like the big World of Disney store, and I ask them, and they don't have it. And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, did they sell out? Because these are the only ears that I wanted for the life of me. It was the only ones. I only wanted these ones. Oh, sorry. Wesley made this actually. You see this little? It's an ear holder. It's for my ears. This clips onto my bag. This clips on my ears. So that when I have to take my... Okay. Camera. I'm gonna fight you. So when you, hold on. Took off autofocus. So basically, because some rides, they'll tell you have to take your ears off. They'll be like, you might lose them, so take them off. So I'll just put them on my thigh like this, and then like squeeze my thighs and just pray to God that they don't go flying off, right? So I was telling Wesley, when I came back on Wednesday night, my whole body hurt because I was holding on for dear life because I had my bag which is a lounge fly bag. It's just a Disney lounge fly bag that I have. My ears, and because I was vlogging it, my camera. So on the rides, I was going like, I was squeezing every muscle in my freaking body to make sure that I didn't lose anything. And then my DJI, I had like around my wrist, right? Like it was secured to my wrist. So like if I let go, at least it'd stay on me, right? I wouldn't be smacking anyone. So I'm like holding on to everything, like with every fiber of my muscle, just like trying to make sure that I don't lose my ears or my bag or anything, right? So when I came home on Wednesday, my whole body hurt. So I told Wesley, I was like, whenever I had to take, I would put it here and then I would like hold on to dear life. And then he was like, I was like, but you know, in Asia, they have those ear clips. And then we watched a bunch of vlogs from TDR, and they were selling like special edition ones for this. They are doing the 25th anniversary in Japan right now, or Shanghai, something like that, where it's essentially this. And I was like, why don't they sell them here? Why don't we get those things in the US? Because I promise you, we would use this. Girls, we girls would be buying this and putting our freaking ears on our bags. And then Wesley goes, I can make it. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I can make it. Don't worry. He's recently taken leatherworking up as a hobby of his, like to do in his free time. And I was like, okay. And then he made this. He's so incredibly talented. I have an incredibly talented husband, you guys. So he made this specifically for my ears so that when I go to Disneyland and Disney World, I don't lose them. If I get a headache, I can take them off. Okay, but so we go to the first store. They're sold. They don't have them. They're sold out, actually. We go to the World of Disney. They don't have them. And I'm like sad. I'm like, Wesley, I don't think they're here. And he goes, there's one more store. It's at the entrance by where you guys came in. It's called blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. He's like, they sell them there. And I was like, okay. So, Sherb's done her shopping. I've done my shopping. I'm sad because I can't find my ears. D-Lander. Yeah, he's like, they're at D-Lander. Go look and see if they have them at D-Lander still. He's like, when I looked, there was a video from like 3 hours ago where they still had a bunch. And I was like, oh, they're probably sold out. And he's like, no, go check, go check. So Sherp has done her shopping. I've done my shopping. And I'm like jogging to D-Lander. I'm like, I'm going to D-Lander. Because Sherp was like, I really got to pee. And I was like, okay, can I meet you at the store? And she's like, yeah, sure. So she goes to use the restroom. And I'm like jogging, speed running. Okay, I'm speed running. I'm running to D-Lander. I get in and then I look and there's so many ears. And I'm like, oh my God, they're here. So then the thing about the headbands is like, they're supposed to be one size fits all, but some of them are stretchier than others. Some of them are more flexible than others. So I'm like, whenever I buy a pair of ears, I go to see how pliable they are. Because if they have a lot of give, then that's good. That's good for me because that means they're not going to squish my head. Whereas if they don't have any give, they're going to hurt my head. So I get headaches from like squeeze when like things are squeezing on my head. So I always look for some that are more pliable. So I'm pulling them one by down, checking to make sure. And these were the ones that were my go-to. So I grabbed these ones. And that's also where the varsity jacket was. And I put it on and it's like leather. So it's like pleather, I think, actually. So I'm trying on the varsity jacket and it fits, but it's like tight on the arm. So I'm like, so I try the one size up and then I try the one size up and it's still a little bit tight. So I was like, I'm never going to use this other than Disneyland. I don't need it. I'm like, plus I have my sweater. So the only things I really bought were these ears, which these ones are super cute. They're very basic, which I like, but they have this like leather patterning, and then they have the D for Disneyland, and then the Disneyland Castle, and then D70 for the 70th. So these were like my 70th ears. These were the ones I really wanted. And then on the side, they say, oh, you can't read it because it's so shiny. But on the side, it's a plaque that says Disneyland 70. Oh, you can kind of see it there. Disneyland 70th. So these were like my special 70th anniversary ears that I really wanted. So I was able to get these. I got this, and then they brought out some, like, recently they've been doing vintage stuff, like vintage looking clothing, or literally out of the I don't remember what's called, but like out of the vault. That's what they call them, where it's like actual vintage prints from like when Disneyland first opened those couple of years ago. So they're like Disneyland out of the vault. So this is the sweater. I don't think this one's necessarily vintage, but this is the one sweater that I wanted that's like Disneyland colors. So I got this. So this was what I got. And these 2 ears. And I was content. This was my damage. This was pretty much my damage minus food, right? So this is all I bought for myself. And then I bought Wesley a pin. There was like these special edition 70th pins, where it's a blind box of 2. So I got Wesley a box, and then he got 2. And then Wesley likes collecting the shoulder pals. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but they're like a little shoulder pal where it's a magnet on a magnet, and you put it under your shirt, so then they stick on you. And we've gotten him Throg, which is Thor Frog. But Wesley's, he also has a Pascal. Oh, it's up there. It's up there. Wesley's favorite characters are the animals, like these little sidekick animals. So he really likes Stitch. He likes Hey Hey. He likes, I don't know, I think he likes Pua as well, but not as much as Hey Hey. I think he likes Hey Hey more than Pua. He likes Pascal and Remy. The next one he wants is the Chef Remy one. There's one where it's Remy with his little chef hat. But and then he basically was like, just buy me anything you think that I would like. And this initially wasn't on his list, but there was like a bin full of shoulder pals, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at them, and I see Hey Hey, and I'm like, Wesley's gonna want that Hey Hey. He's gonna want that Hey Hey. I know my husband. He loves Hey Hey. Every time we go to Target, you guys, for groceries, there is like a Hey Hey rubber chicken where you squeeze them and then it goes honk, like it honks at you. He finds that thing every time we go to Target and honks it. Every time. He loves Hey Hey. So I was looking at it, and I text him, and I am like, do you want this? And he's like, I don't need it. And I'm like, it's very cute. And he's like, I don't need it. And then I took a photo with Hey Hey on my shoulder like this. And I'm like, are you sure? You sure you don't want Hey Hey? And he's like, God damn it, it's really cute. And I was like, okay, I'm buying it for you. So I bought him Hey Hey. I bought him this and 2 pins. Oh, there we go. Had to find the magnet. But yeah, so that was our little shopping thing. So we go shopping, and then I organize what I'm going to wear. I pull out what I'm going to wear, what shoes. I pack my bag. I pre-fill my water bottle. I'm good to go because I'm like, when I wake up, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be sleepy. I'll wake up, I'll get myself together, and then we'll go to the park. I know how I work, right? And so I'm like, I'm just gonna pre-plan everything as much as possible. So the night before, I pick out my outfit, do all that stuff, and go to bed. We wake up. I start getting ready. I also bought this. I forgot. Because at Disneyland, they started introducing these. This is actually really cool. So we have the first version because when you book a Disney World trip, they give you one because like it's your room key, it's your credit card, basically everything you can do. Everything in your mother you can do with this, right? Opens your hotel room. You can pay for things with this. So it was like a double use thing. So I was like, I'll buy one while we're at Disneyland, and then we can use it when we go to Disney World. So I bought one for me, and then I bought one for Wesley. Wesley's is a Jungle Cruise, I want to say. So the cool thing about these, though, is that they interact with the rides and the shows. So they like glow and interact with the music and stuff. So like they'll buzz and stuff too when you're around magic. So it would buzz like when we were going down Main Street because something was nearby. And I'd be like, what the fuck is that? The first time it did it, I was like, what the fuck is that? And then Sherb was like, what? And I was like, my thing. And then she was like, oh yeah, mine did too. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that? Where does it mean? Where's the magic? And then I figured it out little by little that it just indicated that you're like within the range of something magical, right? So anyways, we get ready. I dress up. Sherb dresses up. We get to the parks. We get there like 5 minutes past rope drop, but we practically made it pretty much at rope drop. The getting like parking and then like getting through security took a little bit longer than we had anticipated. It was a busy day. It just ended up being a busier day than we had anticipated. So going through security just ended up taking longer than we anticipated. So we missed rope drop like by 5 minutes or less. So I'm like, okay. But we essentially made it there for rope drop. And the thing is like, it used to be crazy busy at rope drop, but people stopped going at rope drop. Like, people still go, but not nearly as many people. So I'm like, we need to go to Disney, we need Toontown. We need to go to Toontown and Sherp's Way. And I was like, because that's a crazy wait time for the Mickey and Minnie Railroad. So we walk in and we're like power walking, right? We're power walking. I'm dripping and I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, I did my makeup for what? I'm sweating it off because we're power walking into the park because you're not supposed to run, right? We did check. I did pay for a locker because I brought shoes. I brought 2 shoes. I had the pair of walking shoes that I had, and then I had a pair of sandals because we were going to ride water rides. And I was like, I don't want to walk around in wet tennies all day. So we started the day in my tennies. So I brought a pair of sandals and I put them in the locker, which ended up being very useful because basically we put all of the shopping and stuff in there as well, like Sherp shopping and stuff. We were able to fit all of it. I didn't think it was going to fit because like it's deceptively small on the outside, but she just like put her bag in. She's like, do you think my bag? At this point, Sherp had bought a couple of things. So I was like, I don't know if it's all going to fit. I'm not going to lie. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, let me see. And then she like thrust her bag in there and then it all fit. And I was like, okay, it worked out. It worked out. So like it ended up being probably the smartest thing that we did that day. So we buy the locker. I put my shoes away. I put my sweater in there because it was hot. So I knew that I wasn't going to need it until later that evening. And then we start power walking to Toontown. We're like, run into Toontown, run into Toontown. And it's pretty much a walk on. So we walk on to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, which is a lot of fun. If you've never ridden it, it's basically a trackless ride. And there's like, it's a train. You're on a train with like 6 cabooses, like little things. And each one is individual. So like you start off like you're on a train, but then as you get into the ride, they all split apart, which is really cool. They've gotten into these trackless individual things, and Sherpa never ridden it. So I was like, we got to do it. We got to do it. So I'm like, we're running. So we get on there, have a really good time. And then Sherp really wanted a coffee, which was only in Star Wars. What is it called? Outpost. In the Star Wars world, basically. So we go over there, but then parks open like around 7, 8. Docking Bay. Well, that Docking Bay is the store, but something Outpost. The actual area, the Star Wars land, is called something Outpost, and I can't remember what it is right now. Anyways, so we go over that way. Sherp really wants a coffee. Black Spire Outpost. Thank you. Yeah, so we go to Black Spire Outpost because Sherp really wanted a coffee, and it's fruity, like Cocoa Pebbles coffee. So there's like Cocoa Pebbles on top of it. And we go over there and they're like, this Docking Bay 7 doesn't open until 10. And I was like, oh, fuck. And it was like 8, right? Because it was a walk-on practically for Mickey's and Minnie's. So we went in, we went out. So we start walking that way. And then Docking Bay 7 doesn't open till like 10, right? 10 a.m. So I was like, okay, we have time to kill. And it's like 30-minute wait for Rise of the Resistance, which is like uncalled for. So I was like, okay, let's go ride Rise. But then the Ronto wraps are probably one of the best things that I've eaten at Disneyland. The breakfast Ronto wrap is so good. So we're getting there and Chip's like, I'm going to need coffee or something. And I was like, okay. I was like, let's get the Ronto wraps. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, it's really good. It's like a pita bread as the wrap. It's a hot dog. It's not a hot dog though. It's like different. It's a fancier hot dog, right? And then eggs, scrambled eggs and cheese. Delicious with a little bit of sauce. So good. I was like, I have not met one person who has not liked this Ronto wrap. I'm like, it's safe. I promise you'll like it. I've not met one person that said they hate this. And then she was like, okay. So we order a Ronto wrap for breakfast. We sit down. We're eating the Ronto wrap. And as we're eating the Ronto wrap, guess who walks by? I forgot that I have photos. We have this, I made a whole thing. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I made a whole thing so that we could talk and chat. So these were all taken while we were going to Mickey's and Minnie's. We got out of Mickey and Minnie's, so I took a couple of photos by the fountain I thought were really cute. But we're eating our Ronto wrap, and guess who walks by? Chewbacca. And I'm like, Chewbacca! He's just walking around. I don't have a picture with Chewbacca. So I like put my food down and I start running, because the thing about Disneyland is like there are meet and greet areas so that you can meet characters, but there's also just wandering characters, but they won't stop. They won't just stand in one area, because if they stand in one area, then too many people will cluster them. So they'll just keep walking. So Chewbacca's walking by. Okay. Sorry, that freaked me out. I felt like a spider was on my back. So I'm like, okay. So I put my food down. I grab my phone. I'm running. I'm running after Chewbacca. I'm like, Chewbacca, can we take a photo? Chewbacca, can we take a photo? And he's like, sure. So like we're walking as we're taking this photo. So I got a picture of Chewbacca. We finish our food. And then we go and wait in line for Rise of the Resistance because it's only like 30 to 45 minutes. And it's actually going pretty fast, right? We're almost to the ride when about 5 minutes before you get onto the ride, I see, phoom, the lights just go, phoom. And I'm like, that's not good. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, that's not a good indicator. That's not a good indicator at all. And then a few minutes later, you hear, hi, Trey. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? We were just talking about Disneyland. Well, I'm currently talking about Disneyland. I'm currently talking about Black Spire Outpost and us trying to ride Rise of the Resistance right now. But how are you doing? It's been a while. I have been Mia for a couple of weeks. But I was very sleepy and tired. Ooh, sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm just talking about my Offkai experience and Disneyland. We finished Offkai about 30 minutes ago. Nope, an hour ago. An hour ago. Now we're talking about Disneyland. Just talking, sharing what happened. Yeah, because I wasn't really feeling like playing a game, if I'm going to be honest with you. But I was like, we could do a just chatting stream. That could be fun. So there's a curl down my shirt. Anyways, I was just telling chat about how Disneyland, we got there fairly early. So we were able to get on, a ride really quickly. So then we just ran over to Rise of the Resistance, which is a Star Wars ride. And right as we're like 5 minutes before getting to the main area to get on the ride and everything, I see the lights flicker and I'm like, that's not good. That's not good. And then a few minutes later, like a minute after those lights go off, the girl goes on the thing and she's like, we are experiencing some technical difficulties with Rise of the Resistance, and we're unsure as to how long the ride will be down. If you would like to wait, you are more than welcome to wait, but we cannot guarantee that this ride will come back up within a reasonable time. We cannot give you a time frame as to how long this ride will be up. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, And I turned to Sherb and I'm like, do you want to wait? And she's like, sure. And I was like, how long do you want to wait? She was like, 30 minutes. But at this point, we're still tired because we're not morning people. So I start Googling, how long does it take for Rise of the Resistance to start back up? Like to do a full reset. And she's all, Sherb is taking a nap. I also took a nap. We basically sat on the ground with our bags and like laid our head like this and took like a small cat nap. I think I took like a 10 to 15 minute cat nap, just like with my head on my bag like this while we were waiting. And then I was told Sherb, I was like, that was really refreshing. You should do it too. We have nowhere else to go at this point because I asked her if she wanted to wait to see. So she did. And then she fell asleep. So I was like, I'm going to just let her sleep. I'm just going to let her sleep. Seems like a good idea. We're going nowhere anyways. And then it was like, we were at 45 minutes. And the ride takes an hour to basically reset. So I was like, it's fine. If it resets, I'll wake her up. So it's almost that hour. And I was like, let's just wait for the hour. And then if it doesn't come up, then we go. And she was like, okay. So Sherp is napping. I'm watching the clock. And all of a sudden, Sherp's sleeping with her little head on her backpack. And I see, boom. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good news, because that means something's happening. That's the thing that happened when the thing went down. So that must mean. And then sure enough, like 2 minutes after, the boom, Rise of the Resistance is back up. And I was like, hallelujah. Hallelujah. We didn't just waste our lives waiting, because to be honest with you, you're gonna wait anywhere from 45 minutes to almost 2 hours for Rise of the Resistance. It's one of the more like popular attractions. So I was like, we're really not wasting any time waiting here. We've already waited like 15 minutes. It's not going to kill us to wait another 45 minutes to see if it comes back up, type of thing. So we get on, we're like rushing through, and we get on the ride. It's really enjoyable. Have a really good time. Really excited too, because when we went, they had a lot of technical difficulties. So like they stopped moving. There's a part where your like little trackless pod goes between firing missile things, and it was becoming an issue. So they had stopped it. So you just go past them. And then there would be problems with Kylo Ren where he's like, his thing would break. So like they turned it off for a little bit. So like, it was the first time since opening that I've been able to see it in all its glory, basically. So, like, turned out really good. And Sherp had forgotten that there was a fall. So, like, there's a point at which the ride does a small drop. And so, it locks in, like, the little machine locks into a thing. And I turned to her, and I just lift my hands up, and I turned to her, and she's like, what? She screams. And I was like crying because she forgot that there was a small drop. She screamed a little bit, but it was really fun. But I had booked us basically a brunch at Grand Californian. Where basically you can meet all of the characters. Oh, that's right. Okay. So we get out. It's still not 10. Sherp wants her coffee, right? Sherp wants her coffee. It's still not 10. After even waiting for the ride to be down and everything, it's still not 10 a.m. So she's like, should I just do a mobile order? Because we go look at Docking Bay 7, and the line to get into it for when it opens is like out the door and stuff like that. And now she was like, I'm just going to mobile order it. And I was like, sounds good. And so we have like 30 minutes to kill. So she's like, what do you want to do for 30 minutes? And I was like, Millennium Falcon's right here. I was like, but it is very like, it does move a lot, so you might get nauseous. And she's like, okay, that's okay. Let's do it. I've never done it before. So we go on Millennium Falcon, and then we find out there's a single rider line. So we're like, okay, we'll just do the Millennium Falcon ride. We'll do the single rider ride. So we start going to the single rider line. This is my drink. This drink is also one of the best things. The Tatooine Sunset is also one of the best things offered at Disneyland. I drank 2 of them. I'm not going to lie. So good. It's so delicious. It's really refreshing. Here are some photos of the outpost I took. The theming that they did at the Black Spire Outpost is crazy. So this is us waiting at Millennium Falcon, right? This is actually inside the Falcon. And so the lady the line people sees us and she's like, "Are you girls together?" I'm like, "No, it's okay. We know it's single rider." And she's like, "No, it's okay. I can bring you two together." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I was like, "Yeah, we're together." So she lets us in, right? And she's like, "You guys are going to be the gunner for gold." So I was like, "Okay." So Sherp's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "You'll see. It's kind of like a video game, right?" So we get into the Millennium Falcon, and then this older couple comes in. And by older, I mean like maybe 50 or 60. Not that old, but older, okay? And they clearly either don't listen or something. I don't really know. But we're waiting, and basically they call you by group. When you get lined up, they tell you, "This is your position, this is a group." And our group was gold and we were gunners, right? So Sherp's like, "Oh, this is cool," because we're walking around Millennium Falcon. I'm taking pictures and stuff like that. And then we hear the person go, "Okay, gold group." And this older couple literally just walked in. I saw them like 2 minutes ago. Walks up to the person and is like, "Where do we go?" And she's like, "Just wait for us to call your group. Whatever your group is, then you come up." And then like maybe a minute later, they go gold, right? And the couple in front of us, that older couple, takes our spot for our group. So we're standing there, and the couple is sitting there, and I go, "This is our group." And clearly this older couple can hear us, but they've decided that they don't want to listen. So they just ignore us and go with the group in front of us instead. And then the girl that's like the ride attendant, she looks at us and she goes, "Was that your group?" And I go, "Yeah." I was like, "But that couple took her spot." And she goes, "This happens a lot more than you think." And she's like, "Come here, just wait here for 5 minutes." And I was like, "Okay." So she basically is like, "Don't worry, you guys, I'm just going to put you guys together as a solo group. You both guys can pilot. Both of you girls can pilot. It's a lot more fun that way anyways." And I was like, "Okay," which I did know because Wesley and I have done this. I actually did this in COVID because, they're trying to keep people separated. So like they would do like just parties together. So when Wesley and I went, we basically had a solo ship. So we get in, and Sherb didn't realize that we're flying the ship. So she was flying the up, down, and I was doing the left, right. And she'd be like, "Up, up, up." And I'm like, "Girl, that's you. That's you." And she's all like, "We're gonna crash." And I'd be like, "That's you." And I'd be like, "Push the button," because it like pops up, like it blinks. And she's like, "Oh, I have to do that." And I feel like, "You gotta push the button." And it was just a lot of screaming and a lot of fun, but we had a good time. And then we get off, and like when you get off, it looks like you've damaged the ship and stuff like that, right? And Sherp was like, "That was a lot of fun." And she's like, "I think Kata would really like that." And I was like, "Yeah, you should bring him next time." So we finally get off. Sherp finally gets her coffee. And we start walking towards our brunch, which is at the California Grill. So we walk over to California Grill. So we have to leave Disneyland Park and then re-enter, right? So we go, and I guess Sherp has never done a character brunch or anything like that before. So this was her first time experiencing it. And she was like, "How good are you at talking with the characters?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm really good at it." And she's like, "Okay," because I get shy. And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." But the characters were so cute and they were so fun. We had a really good time. And it was funny because like it's an all you can eat buffet basically, like for brunch. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not that hungry." Like usually when we usually go eat at one of those things, like I fill my plate because you burn so many calories at Disneyland that you're like eating through your calories as you burn them off as you're walking. But I wasn't very hungry. So like we ended up I ended up not eating a crazy amount, but it was her first time going, and she was like, this is really cool. I could see why it's expensive, but it's well worth the money because all the characters come up to your table and they interact with you for at least like a minute or 5. So like they hug you and they talk with you and they take pictures with you and stuff like that. And you don't have to fight with other people to see them. Like they come to every table. So we saw Mickey, we saw Minnie, we saw Chip and Dale, we saw Pluto. I think that's it. I don't think Goofy's at this one because Goofy's at Goofy's Kitchen. But Sherp had brought her little plushies. So I collect these guys. I collect Labubu's. But there's another one where it was like a Disney collab. And she had Chip and she had Pluto. So she wanted to show them to the characters. So she showed them, and there was like a fun interaction where Pluto was trying to steal Pluto, mini Pluto. It was really fun. So then after brunch, we go over to DCA because we did like a thingamabob. What's it called? Park hopper. And as you exit the Grand Californian, the Grand Californian goes directly into DCA. If you've never been to Disneyland, this is the hotel that's connected to the park of DCA. So it's like directly goes in there, which is like really convenient, but also why the hotel itself is extremely expensive. It's like $800 plus a night. It's like a bucket list vacation thing that Wesley and I would like to do like once in our lifetime, but we've never justified doing it yet. But it's really cool because like you get immediate access. You don't have to go through the line that's outside. But the convenience is like if you have lunch or something at one of the restaurants in that hotel, you can just go right into DCA. So we go into DCA, and DCA basically opens up into Grizzly River Run, which Sherb was like, how are you with water rides? And I was like, I love them. Grizzly River Run is my favorite. And she's like, good. So that was the ride that we rode. And there was a single rider line, but I didn't see it. So we basically were able to ride a lot of rides because we did the single rider, but we didn't see the single river. We didn't see the single rider line for this one because you get like a ticket from the person. You have to go up to them. They give you a ticket, and then there's like a different route that you go entirely. So we waited in line for like 2 hours. Maybe that's an exaggeration. At least an hour to get on this ride. So we get on a ride and we get on it with a family. I don't know what they were speaking though. They were obviously European. I don't know what they were, but the family, like the grandmother and stuff, was only speaking this language, but they were like smiling at us or like, and then Sheriff's all like, and I'm also like, and it was really fun. So like the whole family and I got soaked. We got really soaked. Oops, I forgot to show you. I forgot that we have this beautiful PowerPoint that I put together. These are the photos of the stormtroopers, because sometimes stormtroopers are out there. Photos of this 70th, because right now it's the 70th, so I took a couple of photos. And then we had breakfast. Girl, I'm crying. Who is this person that photobombed my photo with Minnie? Where did they come from? Look at them. They looked at the camera and everything. So we saw Minnie and then Mickey, Chip because of his chocolate chip nose, Dale, and then Pluto. Pluto was probably the best interaction. They were so fun. And then this is us waiting for Grizzly River Run. So we're like, it's hot at this point. It's really sunny. So like the moisture and like the air and like the occasional like flecks of water on our skin was really nice because it was really fucking hot, right? So this is us getting on the ride, and we're on the ride, and I'm like holding on to my bag with all my equipment, just praying to dear life that I don't get soaked. which normally I don't. Like, I don't usually get super soaked, but the thing that I was mostly concerned about was I was still wearing my tennies at this point. So I didn't have like water shoes on. They were still in the locker because they're on the Disneyland side. And I was like, oh, it'll be fine. If I get them wet, I'll just put on my other shoes. But for most of the majority of the ride, I didn't get wet, except for my left shoe. At the very end, there was like a pool of water that just came rushing on our side. It hit both me and Shelby on the other side, right? And we get soaked, we get drenched. Our shoe, and then only my left shoe got wet. So we get off the ride and Sherb and I are just walking and I'm like, one wet shoe, one dry shoe, but I'm like, God damn it. But on this side, it was also Cars. So we walked over to Cars and rode Cars. Oh, I don't have a picture of Cars. Rode Cars for a bit too. But this also, there was a slight mix up here. So we get in the single riders line and I think the family like either lied or something. Cause they're like, she was like, go wait at the thing. And then I sat there and I waited, but the car was full. And I was like, because basically you fill in where there's a person that needs to be. So I was just like, and then they put another girl there and I'm like, And she's another single rider ride. So then the attendant comes over and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, there was no empty slot for me. The chair, like the vehicle was full. And she was like, okay. Then she puts me in a different car. So there goes Sherb. There goes Sherb. And then I'm waiting there and I'm like, So then I finally get on the ride on the next loading, right? And I'm on the ride and I feel my phone going off and it's Sherb going, where the heck did you go? Where did you disappear to? And it was because, I don't know what happened. Like someone said their math wrong or something, but the car was full. I was supposed to fill in for the family, but I think they lied and said 5 instead of 6. Don't really understand. So, yeah. So we get through that and we were going to ride Monsters, Inc. But the line for Monsters, Inc. was 2 hours long because it's closing down. They're closing down Monsters, Inc. because they're going to be expanding and creating a new world in that section. So we were like, I don't think 2 hours is worth the wait. And then I think Incredicoaster was down. So basically we were just like, okay, back to Disneyland. So we go over back to Disneyland and ride I don't know. I think actually we rode Tiana's because it was like sunny at that point. So we were like, if we want to ride the water rides, we need to do it now because then at least we'll dry off in a reasonable amount of time, because if we do it at night, then it'll be wet. So we go back into Disneyland. I change into my wet shoes because I'm like, I can't walk around with wet shoes anymore. Put on my wet shoes, which were a pair of Crocs. And then we go wait in Tiana, which had a crazy line because it was hot and everybody wanted to ride Tiana. So then we ride the single rider line, but the full line, I think was 2.5 hours. It was something crazy. And then it was like half of that. So like it was an hour if you did the single rider. So we're waiting the single riders line. And it did take pretty much an hour to get through. So we're waiting. We get on. And I'm pretty much, if you're in the singles rider line, you're all the way in the back. Because you're filling in as like the last person, right? And so that seat is a little bit different. It's like a double seat. So like if you and a little one wants to sit next to each other, you can sit in it. But other than that, it's a big seat. I think it's also to help accommodate bigger people. So like if you're a bigger person, you can fit in it. But you gotta kind of like, yeah, it's awkward. It was awkward because I was like straddling the person in front of me, but also like holding on for dear life. And that was the first time I've ridden Tiana's. I've ridden Splash Mountain, but I haven't ridden Tiana's. So I'm nervous because I know the big drop is coming, right? And the 50-foot drop is like the part that's making me anxious. So Sherb and I are split and I'm like anxious. And we get on there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to test and see how it goes. Because I contemplated filming it. filming it. So I'm like, I'm going to see what it feels like on the first drop, no hands. Because if I'm filming it, I'm going to be filming it like this. So it's basically no hands, right? So the first mini drop we do, and because it's a bigger seat and you're basically holding on with your feet, I just feel my whole body go, whoop. So I do a little air and then drop, and I was like, no thank you. Not going to be doing that. So then I hold on because there are bars there basically to hold on to. So I was like, I'm holding on for dear life. Not doing that again. So the first drop, a little bit of airtime, kind of scared the shit out of me. So I was like, I'm not doing that again. So then I hold on. And then the second to last drop, there's like this weird accelerated drop. Like right before you go do the climb to do the 50-foot drop. The ride was really cool and it was really cute. And I had told you guys about how some of the rides like interacted with the band. Tiana's was one of the ones that interacted with the band. So like this was dancing and buzzing and stuff like that. There was a bunch of lights and stuff like that as you were going through the ride. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. So we're going through the ride and the second to last dip before the big climb, it's accelerated. So like they push you through and you do a dupe. And like my stomach dropped like so bad on that. And I was like, if the 50-foot drop is anything like that dip, we might be in trouble. I might be dead. I might not survive this ride. So I'm like, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble because I'm scared shitless for this 50-foot drop. So we're climbing up the drop and like Mama Odie is there and like the screens and everything. And we get to the top and I'm like praying for dear life. I'm like, oh my God. Right? I'm praying. And then I hold on to the sides. And see how I'm like holding my bag on my lap? I have my bag in between my legs. So that's again, holding on to it for dear life. My ears are also on my legs because I don't want to lose them. And I'm just like praying to dear God that I don't die. And sure enough, that 50-foot drop, not that bad actually. For some reason, that accelerated like drop in the ride, worse than the 50-foot drop at the end. So we get down and I'm like, oh, okay. And I hear the woman in front of me who was holding on to her child as well, being like, oh God, thank God that was so much easier than the other drop. And I was like, that's what I was thinking too. The accelerated drop scared the crap out of me. I didn't think I could do it. So it turned out to be really fun. Had a really good time. When we came into the park, I bought photo pass because I wanted photos from when we were there. So I did a couple of the photo things. So this is us at the front of the park. And then after that, I was a little cranky. After that, I feel like I've missed so much stuff. I feel like there's probably things that we did do, but I can't remember because it was like 5. It was like 6 or something. And Ship's like, do you want to ride Winnie the Pooh? And Winnie the Pooh had like a 60-minute wait. And I was like, I really don't want to wait 60 minutes for, I think that's an exaggeration. I think it was 45 minutes. But I was like, I really don't want to wait 45 minutes for Winnie the Pooh. But Sherp really likes Winnie the Pooh. But then I realized I was just being cranky because I was hangry. So we got off Tiana's and we're walking that direction, and we walk by Grizzlies or something. It's the bear. Anyways, where they sell like burgers and ribs. And I go, oh, I'm hangry. I'm very hangry. That's what the problem is. And like, I just directly, I don't think I even said anything to Sherp. I think Sherp was like, I want a pretzel. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to burger. So like, I walked past her and go up the ramp and go eat, go get a burger, and then ordered it and sat down. And then immediately after I had my burger, I was like, okay, I feel a lot better. And then we started, and then I felt bad. I was like, Sherp really wants to ride Winnie the Pooh. We can ride Winnie the Pooh. I was like, I feel bad because I was hangry. And it wasn't that I really I hate Winnie the Pooh or anything. I was just getting hangry because it's late in the day and we've been walking and we've been waiting so much. So we ride Winnie the Pooh. And then after Winnie the Pooh, we decide it's like, I don't know, it's like a 65-minute wait for Indiana Jones. And I was like, I think it has single rider line. Do you want to go check? And she was like, sure. So we go over to Indiana Jones. And as we're walking to Indiana Jones, my ankle starts acting up, which if you've been a part of our community, you'll know that I've gone through a little bit of physical therapy because the right side of my body is fucked up. No other way to say it. It just is. I got a volleyball injury. I've got soccer injury. I got dance injury. All the things that I did as I was a child got all fucked up. So I have really bad ankles and stuff like that. And it just got worse when I got sick with my illness. So when I got sick, it kind of got worse, and then it got so bad that sometimes I couldn't walk, and so I had to get physical therapy. But basically, moral of the story is that it flared up while we were at Disney, because at that point it had been pretty much 12 hours of walking back and forth around Disneyland, right? So my ankle / Achilles tendon was acting up as we're walking to Indiana Jones. And I'm like telling Sherp, I was like, okay, my ankle's acting up. So after Indiana, I'm probably going to take a break and you can go ride something else. And she's like, okay, I'll go ride Pirates of the Caribbean. I was like, okay, that sounds fine. So we get to Indiana. I'm like, do you have single riders line? And then they're like, yeah. So we get into the singles rider line. And to get in the single rider line, you have to go like into the exit and basically like backwards, and then finally it meets up. We get through and I'm like, I want to record it, right? I have my little pocket. I haven't recorded it ever. So I'm like strapping myself up. We've been separated. They like separate it very intentionally in Indiana. Like there's absolutely no chance that you'll get put together. So they separate us intentionally. And then I get on Indiana first, and I've done the thing. I've taken my ears off, put the bag between my legs, holding on for dear life, holding the gimbal, and I'm going through the ride, and I'm like holding on for dear life because I think they've upped it up. Actually, I think they've increased how intense that that ride is, because it was intense. I have ridden that ride so many times, and that was the first time that I felt like truly like combobulated from riding the ride. So it was a fun ride. I had a really good time. I'm getting off, and as I'm walking to like get off the ride, there's like a little sit station. So I decided to sit there, and I'm like, I'll just sit here and wait for Sherp. And as I'm sitting there and waiting for Sherp, all of a sudden I just see the ride is down, and I'm like, I see. And then these teenage girls come up and they're like, we lost our backpack. And I was like, So like the rides are down. They're looking for this backpack. Sherb is texting me at this point being like, hey, I think we're getting evacuated. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because they went up to the ride vehicles and were like, can anyone get down? Like, we have to get you a ladder to get down. Like, is anyone going to have a hard time getting down? And I think that they actually turned the ride off to find the bag, because maybe 30 minutes later, one of the workers comes with a black bag and hands it to one of these girls, and then the family walks away, and then all of a sudden the ride just starts going, because Sherb's like, I think we're gonna have to be evacuated. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But as I'm waiting, I'm like doing my physical therapy like exercises on my ankle, right? I'm like flexing, doing all the things that I need to. I'm like, that sucks. And she's upset because that's one of her favorite rides. So she was like, I really wanted to ride it. And I was like, you should ask them if they'll let you ride it again. She was like, that's just a really disappointing ride because it started up again. So the backpack literally comes up, hands it to the family. 5 minutes later, the ride starts back up. But then she got stuck again right at the dip. And then she was like, she texts me again. She's like, we're stuck again. And I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I'm just sitting at the exit, rolling my ankle, doing my exercises, making sure that I'm good, right? And then a couple minutes, I don't know, like 45 minutes later, she finally walks up to me and she's like, they let us ride again. And I was like, oh, good. But basically, because Sherb got stuck on the ride, I got to rest and exercise my ankle. So then I was good to go for the rest of the day. So while Sherb got stuck on Indiana, I was checking to see what everybody else, like everything else was. So then we go to, from Indiana, we went to Pirates of the Caribbean because it was 30 minutes and that's like very low. So then we go ride that. And then from there, it was pretty much fireworks time. So I was like, let's go ride. One of my favorite rides is Thunder Mountain. And the really cool thing that happened is I was like, if we time it right, we can be on the ride during the fireworks. And I was like, oh, I don't think we're going to do it. The line was like, it said it was an hour long. And fireworks was like in 45 minutes. So we're going through. And I'm realizing we're almost onto the train. We're almost on the train. Train is about to go. It's almost fireworks time. I'm looking at my clock. I'm like, okay. This is something that Wesley and I have tried to do constantly, purposefully. We've tried to make it so that we're on there at the same time as fireworks, and it never works out. We always get our timing off. So I was like, oh, it's not that big deal if we don't make it. And then we're slowly getting closer and closer and closer to the vehicle. And I'm like, it's fireworks time. Fireworks time is about to happen. We get on the vehicle. I'm not seeing fireworks. So I'm like, maybe it got canceled, because Disneyland, they do cancel their fireworks sometimes. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's canceled tonight. That's okay. So you get in and you like go through the caves and up the thing, and then you do like a small dip, and then you go up again, like the second big dip. And as we're going up the big dip, the fireworks go off. And I start freaking out, because that's like a once in a lifetime experience that you can like not really get to work all the time. So I'm freaking out. So we got to ride Thunder Mountain while the fireworks were going off. So we ride the Thunder Mountain, fireworks started, get off, and then we're walking through Fantasyland as the fireworks happen. And then we basically finish the fireworks show on the teacups, which was really fun. And then after that, we went over to, what do you call it? It's a small world after all. I had to sing the song. Small World. We went over to Small World because that's where the parade is. And that's pretty much where we ended up. So for the last, like, it was like an hour before the parades, right? So I basically just sat down. There was a bench. And I was like, hey, is there anybody else sitting on this bench? And the couple was really sweet. They were around our age. And they go, no, nobody else is sitting here. So I was like, thank God. So I sat down. And we waited for the parade. Shep was like, I'm going to go right to Small World. And I was like, okay, go. I don't mind missing that one. I don't mind missing a Small World. A Small World kind of like, it's a love-hate situation sometimes. Sometimes I'm totally down for it. And then some days I am not up for it. And that night I was not up to be in a slow ride where the kids sing, it's a small world after all. For 25 minutes. So I was like, no, thank you. I was like, bye. I'll wait here and keep us seats for the parade. And then it turned out that the wait for a small world was much longer than what the 5 minutes said. So she came back and then we watched the parade, and we were by this really incredible group of girls. Had like the snap lights where like you can make necklaces and stuff like that, and we wore those during the parade. But they were screaming the whole time. It was a really fun time. I was crying because I love that parade. That's probably one of my favorite parades in the whole wide world. So I'm like just enjoying myself. And then Sherp's like, I can see why you really like this one. And I'm like, yeah, it's the best. It's the best show that you could watch. And then at that point, the parade ends and we were dead. We were so tired. So we're like limping back to the car. And I'm like, do you want to walk or do you want to take the trams? Because the trams sometimes are longer. And she's like, let's take the trams. I don't think I can walk all the way. And I'm like, okay. So we start walking. And then we were able, I was like, if we're going to get on, we're going to have to walk all the way to the end, because a lot of people only do the front tram and not the second tram, because there's usually like two of them going. I was like, we'll have better luck if we keep walking, because people always stop at this front one, not realizing there's a second one. And we were basically on that first tram and able to go. But we were so tired. We were dead. We were so dead. And then I packed up that night. She packed up that night. We wake up the next morning and we're driving home, and I'm really feeling it. My inflammation is really bad from everything, from food, from my chronic illness. So I'm like inflamed and feeling awful. So I actually slept pretty much the whole trip back. I felt really bad. I turned to her and I was like, I don't feel good, so I'm most likely going to be asleep the whole time. And she was like, that's okay. And I was like, okay, good. So we drive back. We get back to the house. We pretty much pass out. And then Sherb left the next day at like 6 a.m. But it took me pretty much a week to recover from that alone. Just because like it was so hard on my body. But it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. I'm really glad that we went, because I did want to go for the 70th. Like, I really enjoy doing the special anniversaries. I feel like they're the best time to go because they have like extra things and, like special merchandise and stuff like that. So it turned out to be a really fun time. But yeah, it was really good. Had a really good time. We were pooped. It was like a fun time to be spending with friends, but also like exhausting because we were going. But yeah, we had a really good time. I had a lot of fun. This is us writing teacups. And then I took a couple photos so you can see how tired I was here. I mean, we started here, look refreshed, exhausted. refreshed, exhausted. So we had a really good time. I had a fun time. Really grateful for the trip. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. But it did take me a little bit longer to recover, I'm not going to lie. So that's why I haven't been streaming. My hands are still sore, and I don't even think that's because I've been playing or anything. I just think my inflammation has been a little bit bad. So that's also why I did a just chatting stream today. But I want to come back and at least stream once a week. I mean, not once a day. That's craziness. Once a week at least. And then gradually maybe 2 times. But I'm also going to be implementing more just chatting, cooking, and then I'll be doing some VTubing gaming with my model and stuff. So I'm not completely graduating away from VTubing. I will still be doing VTubing, but I'm also going to be implementing more cam stuff. So this was just a surprise. I thought it would be easier for me to share everything and talk about everything if I had the camera on. So that's why we mostly did it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. My voice is tired because I've been talking for almost 4 hours. We're at 3.5. I was like, this is going to be a 2-hour stream. Ended up being longer than that. But yeah, I'm not going to be streaming again this week, but I will be on a friend's stream. So Wispin is hosting a tea stream where it's like the escape artist, which is me, Stelly, Wispin, and Sherb. We're going to be playing Peak and Phasmophobia tomorrow. So if you would like to see that, I will be with them on Wispin and Sherb's channel, I think. I want to say yes. I'm not going to be streaming it. I will be recording it though, so I'm going to make a highlight video, hopefully. I keep saying hopefully because I'm the one that has to edit it. And I always go in with good intentions, but sometimes I kind of get tired. So, but I'm hoping to hopefully record and make a highlight video of our shenanigans and then a couple of clips. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Offkai, talk a little bit about Disneyland, talk to you guys in general, see how everybody is doing, and yeah, let you guys know that I'm still alive. Gonna be focusing more on vlog content, more slice of life stuff. I just really like that sort of content. So I hope you guys enjoy my content still as I shift over from being more IRL vlog content and like hobbyist gaming, because I still like games. I still want to play games on stream. I just won't be doing it nearly as much as I used to. Whereas like streaming used to be 90% or like 99% gaming and like 10% IRL. It's going to be shifting a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate all the love and support. And I will let you guys know when stream will next happen. Hopefully next Wednesday. I'm aiming for Wednesdays, so we shall see. But thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you're safe and sound, and stay healthy, beans. Take care of yourselves. Bye. Take care. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Bye.